Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to Ruthless Esports presents the Middle East Pro Scrims. Decide your caster Necros for the very final day, the Judgment Day. It is going to be in today's day. We are going to have all those 5 matches that we are going to witness in today's final day. It has been a tremendous journey. It has been a tremendous amount of amplifying matches that we have witnessed in the last 3 days. Of course, we have gone up to some roller coaster moments where we have seen back-to-back hat-trick chicken dinners to some really downfall gameplays, as well as with some memorable moments to some memorable clutches. We have witnessed every inch of whatever the entertainment that we could have got from this entire Middle East Pro Scrims, but this is the factor that we are going to just end the day with, end the entire Middle East Pro Scrims in this final day. 5 matches, but definitely we are going to have a look over the schedule and the entire scenario that is going on in this entire event. As of now, we have witnessed a beautiful domination, but as of now, when we move down to the team rosters for the very final time, it's going to be Geekay Esports starting off with. You can get this hat and Ragnar, guys, Mohammed, as well as Hope from their side. The only one Esports will have Luffy, Ziad, N7R, the only one, as well as Alush. Card 12 will have Magnum, Genisri. Then you get to say Tin Casio. Then LOLs, then the Free Kill, as well as Major Pride will have their individual teams as well. But with that, when we talk about the second chart, it's going to be NASR Esports, Triple Esports, POWR Esports, as well as K21. The individual rosters will be popping up on your screen as well. Coming down to the next set of teams from the side of Group C, we'll have a look on them as well, because it's just a Group B. Now we have left with 3 other more groups. Total 5 groups. Each group is comprised of 4 teams. And talking about Group C, one of the most favorite teams, or maybe one of the most deadliest group: Nigma, Galaxy, YaLLa Esports, Ooredoo, Thunders, Twisted Minds. All the 4 teams, they have proved themselves. They are almost in the top 8, in the top 5 as well. But coming down to Group D, Falcons, Conquer Iraq, 4K Esports, 4ish Elite. You can also get to see them from their side. Conquer Iraq, they have a good performance. They do have a good lead, but when that particular moment, you get to say Team Ra, the 90th minute, Vista Gaming and R8 Esports. All the teams and all the players are all set to make the mark in the very final day of this entire Ruthless Esports Middle East Pro Scrims. The final day, the Judgment Day. Who is going to be the crowned as the champions of this Middle East region in this particular final day? But player head-to-head, when we come up, it's going to be total of 22 eliminations from the side of NASR Ali, 21 for Rio, 40.74% of contribution for the side of Ali, and towards his team 31.34 for the side of Rio as well for his side. 1.83 average eliminations, 1.75 average eliminations for Rio. This is a really brilliant head-to-head if you talk about. But when it comes down, it's the post-match 15. It's the MVP ranking, and when you just see it around, a total of 15 matches have been done. The last 5 are yet to be counting up right now. With that, when you talk about the top 10 MVP rankings, exactly are on our screen. Just creating some good info. You get to see all those average eliminations, as well as when you talk about all those total number of kill points they have secured right now. It has been a tremendous journey of these 4 days. These players have given all their hard work, all their time, all their patience to this game, to the matches that they were allotted to play. But with that, we'll have a look on the overall standings before the matches get started. But before that, we'll have a head-to-head of Conquer Iraq as well as Major Pride. Both have played 12 matches, 189 on the board from the side of Conquer Iraq. They do have a great start right now. They can actually get on with a great start in the final day. 4 more matches for each and every team who will be playing in this lobby. 155 on the board for Major Pride as well. This is going to be really interesting. All the teams. Will it be Major Pride? Will it be Conquer Iraq? Which team is going to come up on the top after the end of all the matches? After the end of 16 matches, well, each and every team will be completing it. The only one Esports will be around the corners as well, alongside Nigma Galaxy, but they will be in a very far distant way. 138 and 132 on the board, 110 for NASR Esports, 92 for Geekay, 91 for 4K, 85 for Ooredoo, 83 for Triple Esports, and 82 for YaLLa Esports. And the first chart comes to a very end. Second chart, we'll be having a look on that as well. But we move on to that kind of path. We do have some more and more stuff to showcase, or maybe some more tactical plannings that might just happen. But Twisted Minds, they're in the second chart as well. 70 points on the board, 69 for Cur 21 and Cur 12. 66 for R8 Esports, 64 for Team Rad, the 60 points for 90th minute, 52 for Falcons, 50 for Vista Gaming, 45 for Forest Elite, and 21 POWR Esports. And they're definitely making a good mark. They're definitely making a benchmark right now. When we talk about today's match schedule, the final day, the Judgement Day, there are 3 ERANGELs, 2 MIRAMARs to go on this day. It has to be a big one. It has to be a very crucial one. So there's no Sanhok right there. You won't be getting any kind of one-sided way to just showcase up as we talk about ERANGEL, MIRAMAR and all the scenarios. You won't have Sanhok to go for some healer battles or neither some early drop clashes. So you have those drop clashes in the map of ERANGEL as well as in the map of MIRAMAR. So that doesn't actually change the fact very much, but for sure when you talk about in this kind of factors, I really look forward to those kind of places where we are going to witness those drop clashes as well as some more important fights. But I'm really looking forward to what is going to come up next in today's final day. The last 5 matches to go. The first match is going to be Group A, B, C and D, those who will be taking the part. In the second match, Group D will have a break while Group E will be coming up. And with that, Group E will have a continuation of back-to-back 4 matches alongside all the teams, while Group A will have the first 4 back-to-back matches for their side as well. So yes, the interest and the matches will be going with the same flow and with the same loop, but more importantly, the points will be counting up with each and every moment, and with that flow, we will be witnessing one of the most greatest actions that Middle East region could actually offer for. But as of now, being part of Ruthless Esports, we're definitely looking forward to with your support as well. The people those are watching live, that's a really kind request. If you can just make it follow up Ruthless Esports on their Instagram for many further updates from their side in upcoming times. Some upcoming events might just be popping up around the corner, so you can have the intel and you can also get the info that which side, which region are they covering up with this pro scrims. But definitely when the second thing comes up, it's to subscribe to the channel for getting the notifications whenever any of the stream or any of the live stream is going live, so you can enjoy all the events, all the global events that they're hosting right now from their side. The management, the production team and the casters from my side, we are putting all our efforts to make this thing successful. But yes, the main contribution to this entire event also comes with your responsibility. So we do seek some of your support, and we do actually wish from all the to get all the positive responses as well as the feedbacks from your side as well. So make sure to give all the feedbacks in my Instagram, as well as you can go ahead and say it up to the Ruthless Esports Instagram as well, so that we will be trying our level best to improve ourselves and come back next time much more stronger and much more on a good note and well trained, so that those flaws won't be happening again. But this is the final day for sure, and the matches will be starting up very shortly. The first match of ERANGEL will be getting started in just a few span of time, and I'm really actually excited that what's going to come up next. It's the same set of group, it's the same set of teams, but more importantly when you talk about I'm really looking forward to those kind of scenarios where we might just see some more drop clashes and maybe some rotational clashes as well. But with that flow, with that note, the ERANGEL map is waiting for us to just hop on and just to get all the fights started and get that one team to prevail on the crown of this Middle East region, of this Ruthless Esports Middle East Pro Scrims. Who will be the conqueror, who will be the king of this Middle East region, we will be getting to know this by tonight. The action will be starting off very shortly, but till then, make sure to do all the belonging that I've already told you, that to subscribe the channel, tap the bell notification, as well as get all the updates on Instagram as well, to follow that as well for sure. So you will not be missing any kind of updates from the side of Ruthless Esports. But most importantly, the upcoming times will be really much more exciting and much more interesting to come up with, because you never know what is going to be and what's going to be the result for sure. Will conquer the area of Middle East, or is it going to be the only one esports to hop on, or maybe Major Pride to win the trophy? The entire presence, the entire decision, the entire show flow just rests upon the shoulder of the players and the teams, those who will be taking part in today's 5 final matches. But I'm really hoping, and I'm really waiting for the match to get started. I hope we get a good intel about that, because we talk about even the audience doesn't like to wait for a very long time, and we won't be keeping you waiting for a very long time as well. because as soon as the players are getting ready and they are getting pumped up, we're definitely going to start off the match and we'll go up with each and every point and each and every fight to cover up, because definitely our production team is just waiting in the back ends just to cover all the fights and give you all the data on the time so that you won't miss anything and everything is going to go well and good. But for sure, we'll have a look on the next map which is going to come up, which might be the map of ERANGEL. And as we have seen in the schedule, it will be the map of ERANGEL for sure, comprised of group A, B, C and D, where in group E they will have a rest for the very first match and they will be coming up from the second match as well. So we'll have a look on that as well. But well, I just can't just say, because this is the final day and I'm really pumped up to know which team will actually conquer the crown. But for sure, when you talk about this kind of scenarios, I'm looking forward to the flight path, actually, more precise way, because when the flight path will arrive exactly on the point, might just be a diagonal, might just be a vertical, might just be a completely horizontal flight path as well. But favoring any particular side won't be helpful for anybody, because they do have their own drop locations to reach out. If the circle or the flight path is just prevailing over a different period, it actually keeps and actually, I would say, creates a much more pressure on those players to just rotate from different location to different before even completing the loot. So yeah, that's going to be playing a major factor as of now. But they need to settle up, they need to just get things right on the tracks in order to just get above everybody. So that's the thing. I really suppose that the ERANGEL map holds up. This is the default map. We do have the default vehicles as well as the default entire system that we're looking forward to. The map of ERANGEL, the match number 16 of the entire Ruthless Esports Middle East Pro Scrims. This is just the taste, I would just say, that you can get. But with the timer of 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Bring it on for the first match of the Judgment Day in the map of ERANGEL. The flight path is starting over a horizontal area, if I'm not wrong, because it is just bisecting the entire northern and the southern side of the map with an equal ratio. Maybe not. Yes, a bit diagonal for sure. It's going heading towards the side of POWR. And this time the circle and teams will be taking the respective drops. They have to just come up and get some good things started for sure. And with that, when you talk about, I am really going to be very much confused at what's going to come up next, because many teams won't be able to reach their particular place, maybe, because we talk about there are some certain chances of clashes, as we might just face up. There might be some clashes in the areas of Shelter, Poaching Key, in the same areas of Water City as well. But let's just hope that everything just goes fast and well, because if anything can happen at this stage, it will be really tough for anybody to just claim it out. But eventually, when you talk about this kind of circumstances, the play zone is about to happen, come up on the screen very soon. But 4K Wizard, 4K Esports, they don't want to just go inside of Nova. They want to go for the side of POWR with the usual draw, but the circle has prevailed over the western side, south central western side, which indeed is helping their side for long development. But as of now, Major Pride, when you talk about, they're heading on with Twisted Minds, if I'm not wrong, and the Major Pride, they're really ready. But this time the shotgun shot will make a good precise connection. Nomi is just holding onto the ground, while the first bird will be getting picked off by his side. So he got some multiple vehicles, but this time Pride, Nomi will be getting picked off by Ragnarok. And that time that doesn't happen right in that way. So that's the main point. Even Major Pride, when we talk about, they've got 1 kill point in their favor, and that's going to be a good start for them as well. But when you talk about Major Pride, they're just trying to grab the positions as well. When you just get to see even Nomi is surviving the very low HP, so just when we talk about Major Pride, in this case, they do have a good start. They have got 2 kill points as well. Now they're seeking for some more kill points. Well, Twisted Minds, Ragnarok and Fadan, they're trying to make a fallback, and they will eventually get the chance to just make the fallback possible as well. But when they arrive, it is the moment that you have to just just make the difference. But Twisted Minds, when you talk about all the players are just rotating from their side, they don't have a proper advantage. They have lost 2 of the players on a very early note. But still, when you talk about, it's not the sign that I'm looking forward to, but still. Twisted Minds, when you talk about 2 of the players, they're just retreating and trying their level best to. But as of now, when you talk about Twisted Minds and the other teams, they have made some good benchmarks. They have sent up good troops to just take the fights and just to get the things done and dusted. They don't have to just do anything, as for sure. But more importantly, Twisted Minds, they are looking forward to grab that particular area. But this circle, how the way they transformed the central area on the side of Forest Elite as well as Twisted Minds, they're around the corners and they might have a chance. The cluster is happening and even Geekay Esports will be there as well in the ruined Spider Hill. So let's just see, let's just hope that wherever it takes, it should be good and fine. But now as of now, when we talk about even Triple Esports, they don't have a clash right now because 90 minute was not there, so they don't have to take any kind of risks at this position. They won't have any kind of problem facing from their side. Yes, they might have some different situations, but different circumstances. But for Elite, if we talk about Arsalan, he's not having any kind of bags right now. He needs to I would say needs a backpack. He's having, I don't think he's having right now, but for sure when you talk about Forest Elite, they haven't engaged into a single fight as of now. They're trying their level best to just get the things right on the track. But when it comes down to the next part, this is when it's coming down to the ruined spot. Forest Elite, they do have a proper advantage and they do have a proper cover to just get the things right on the track, while fourth Forest Elite, if we talk about, it's just the same. But now when you talk about the next performance, like 13 teams and 49 players are just remaining and from this particular circle, and now for Elite, they are searching for some good vehicles in order to just grab the good position and just get the fight started and get the things actually done in a proper way. So I really believe that's going to work out. That's going to play a major role as well. For Elites, they haven't entered into a single fight, and that's a good sign for them as well. But the main factor that he's quite afraid of, I really suppose that in Forest Elite, if you talk about, they're just coming on the screen one by one. They're around the corners of Georgia Pearl. They might have a try to just Forest Elite. When you talk about it, we have seen this team for a very long time, but when you talk about Major Pride as well, you're also getting to see the teams around the corners, and they're just trying to give everything what they've got from their side. Major Pride, they do have a good start with 2 of those skill points what they've secured for a very early stage. But when we talk about Twisted Minds, they've lost 2 of the players. 1 player has been picked up by Ooredoo Thunders. Cur 12, when you talk about Cur 12, they're also in the question. They are still in the 4 of the players remaining in the northern side of the Georgia Pearl city, but they want to enter and they want to get some good points and want to get a good game for sure, just to end up in the better side, just to end up in the better way. But Cur 12, we didn't see it around. They are very close to Forest Elite right now. They are around the corners of the squad house. There are 2 to 3 players hiding. Taking any kind of shots from their side will be very difficult, will be very challenging for sure. But now the first tire has been completely exploded, but now they're looking forward to get some good knockouts, and the fight between Cur 12 as well as when you talk about, it's this position that they're looking forward to. But I really thought that there might be some changes, but I would say Magnum and there might be some chances, but the opening has been created as of now. But Cur 12, they've got the one of the kill points and the opening they wanted for a very long time. But yes, Arslan has been spotted. The shots are being taken. The cover fires from different hill. They are making some good connections as well. So I don't think it's going to be that easy for sure. But definitely, we're also going to say Blouse exactly. Blouse is just getting more and more heated up, and when he gets heated up, it's going to be really tough for any of the teams to stand out. But when it's coming down to Kurt 12, they're having 2 kill points for them for sure. But when it comes to the next part, but Twisted Minds, if you talk about 2 of the players are still remaining without having any kind of kill point for their side. But NASR Esports, when you talk about these other teams, these are the performances that I'm looking forward to. But when it comes down, it also comes up with Gringo and Humam as well as Ali and Miracle with all the 4 mans. NASR Esports are also trying to make a good impact in the school apartment side. They have to actually make these things possible from their end, because there are 13 teams playing right now. There are 3 teams short, so they do have a chance to just capitalize this kind of moments. But the only one Esports, they will be rushing towards the squad house. This is a good chance for NASR Esports to make a good move, but Human not going to give any kind of footsteps, don't want to judge this position. But now as Humam, he goes down, he might just have a chance to get one knock. He gets that one so precisely, will be confirming him as well. So that's the first kill point that coming in from side of Humam. That was indeed a very close one, but sure, but definitely it's going to make a mark on NASR Esports. They are playing on a big split. If we talk about, there is Ali as well as Humam. When you talk about both of them were completely actually, I would say, covered up, because Humam has been picked off. He needs a revival, though the nades are going on point. Might just make some good connection, might just not make, I would say, a good position for themselves, but the circle is being concentrated towards the center, so they have to move it like that, and otherwise they have to just keep it that way. But Humam, I really think that he's not going to get the healing, but unless everything is going alright, I don't think NASR Esports will get kind of consequences to face on. But now we talk about Saturn, they do have a chance right now, and this is the main thing that is coming up from the side of NASR Esports. But K12, the Magnum, will be getting Saturn down there as well. But Geekay Esports, they will be in the corner. Now, we talk about the only one Esports, they have lost 3 of their players, 2 of them being down by 4 sheet as well. But right now, Saturn, he goes down with that Kurt 12. That becomes the first team to get eliminated in the 13th position as well. So, that's a big NASR Esports, when you talk about, they have been into the scenarios. They have got 3 kill points for their side, but 38 players are just remaining. But when you talk about this kind of scenarios or this kind of circumstances, NASR Esports are looking more and more forward, but Luffy will be getting picked up as well. So they actually tried their level best to just think it is done, dusted, but eventually when you talk about this kind of thing has to be very on a different note. But Kurt 21, when we talk about, it's Triple Esports exactly facing in front of them. Musa has been picked off to become the last solo player. Octa needs having a good responsibility over their face. They have to give their 101% in order to just get the win from their side. But when we talk about the other players, it's going to be Team Major Pride, those who will be in their radius, but for sure they're not going to take a peek at this compound at this stage at all. So yes, it is the fact that but eventually when we talk about 4K Esports, they're also taking some fight with NASR Esports. The nades might just be popping up in the same corner, maybe on the best corner that could be possibly done. But yes, Musa will be picked up by Test. And with that, I really suppose that Kurt 21 will be also taking an exit almost. But Octon is waiting. He has a privilege. He might just get some good hit fire as well. The Thompson is up and he gets one down. He gets Tester's knock and finish. Might just be, but no, before finishing, they got a chance. And Kurt 21 Esports, they have been completely eliminated. And that is the chance that they actually got it from their side. But it's something that I'm looking forward at 4K. So I just thought that It will be great addition just to two-man to holding up this complete particular area. So just going on and just going over the same flow, while NASR Esports is just making up some good mark, while Dino gets knocked out by the need of Yesi, as well as Frozen also goes down, as Yen, being the solo survivor, trying to create some good impact with, but because the needs are making some really like it is just making more chaos, but more importantly, being the solo survivor, he's still surviving outside the circle, not just making it more congested for sure. But yes, this time it's going to be more and more important, while NASR ABDE is just not looking quite well right now, just trying to go with all out whatever he's happening to have right now in this moment, while Human and the other players will just try to grab the position on the point. Well, this is the circle in which the very much holded corners will be prioritized for sure. We're going to talk about really just I want to say that everything is going all right, but NASR Esports Humam will be getting picked up again. Miracle has been completely disappeared, but God, Kringo, he tried his little best, but from all the sides when he gets Nigma Galaxy, Roth and the company, they do have 1 kill point in their favor as well. They want to get a good game, they want to get as well as much points that they could gain from this particular day. Turn around that this is going to be really exciting, that this is going to be really important as well. But Remodi, Freak and Lord and Roth, all the 4 players are just standing still. For a Elite, they will have a chance. They might just have to come up on the top. They are still not coming up in the right moment where they have to take that fight. But as of now, when we talk about even Conquer Iraq, they are in passive form right now. They won't be able to like give any kind of problem situation for them. But Ooredoo Thunders, if we talk about, they are just creating some mess for the side of Triple Esports. Long range shots are being taken. The shots are making some good precise connection as well. Might just get some knockout as well. So if there is any knockout, then definitely there will be chances that Osama and the company might just have some good shots on them as well. But still, if you just talk about in this kind of situation, Ooredoo Thunders, they do have a single kill point. As of now, when you talk about Ooredoo Thunders, they're trying to rotate up from the side of the hilly areas of Pochinki. Now they're trying to wing up to go from a different direction. We'll have to see around the circle because Saudi Sadagarabat, like at this point, if you just talk about like Conquerors Iraq, we're also rotating from the same moment. Rio and Kalaga will be the 2 players. Conquer Iraq, they have to play very passive. They have to play really well so that they don't lose their main lead as of now. But when you talk about this kind of situations, the last 8 teams are remaining. 26 players are there in the question. Osama has been picked up by the vehicle explosion. Will be getting Hanko down at that position as well. Geekay Esports Gath, he's about to get 3 total kill points for himself. And he's on a domination mode right now. Rosa has been picked off in the circle. Center will be in the favor of Geekay Esports. But that Ooredoo Thunders as well as this kind of situation we talk about Ooredoo Thunders, they have been decimated. 7 teams and 21 teams are remaining. So this is going to make a very big impact for them for sure. But when it comes down to the next part, going to be Nigma Galaxy. When you talk about 3 kill points have been secured, they have to enter the circle. 1 player enters the side and the other 3 they're not being able to enter. But I really just say that this moment it's the very first match of the day and they need to light up the things very well, because in order to just get the entire day on like off for the very few days or maybe for any good note, they have to get everything on the very perfect basis. But as of now, I really think that something is coming up from this side. So definitely this players of Nigma Galaxy will try to enter the circle. Same goes for Twisted Ragnar from the southern side as well, southwestern side as well. But it's a new fact that I'm looking forward to, that holding the center might be a bit beneficial for sure. But Geekay Esports, Will they be able to capitalize it for a longer time or a shorter time? That will be the question. Because if it's a shorter time, it won't last for very long. But all the players... Nigma Galaxy, they are rotating right now. You have to talk about this is last 6 teams and 19 players remaining for now. But as of we get, it's going to be Nigma Galaxy who is trying to make some good spot. They need a comeback match. They need a winner chicken dinner for sure from their side. But eventually we can talk about there are some particular stances as Twisted Minds. They're around the corners. They're holding down the ground, but they need to enter the circle. They do have an entry point for sure, but Twisted Minds, Fadhan and Ragnarok, they are around the corners, but Triple Esports, when you talk about 8 kill points, have been secured by this team. But with the same flow, I'm looking forward to this. Is going to be much more interesting. Geekay Esports, Ragnar and Sadna will be in the back ends. The circle has got a good shift. It's a 5th circle. It's about to rank up in just 40 seconds of time. The 5th circle has been made. The timer is ticking on the clock. And everything will be just rolling out. 6 teams, 19 players are still in the question. And let's see which team are we focusing on. As Triple Esports, they will be around the corners. They're rotating. The sounds have been, so the sound cues have been arriving for the side of Forest Elite. Right now as Aslan, Pompa, they're holding onto the grounds. They haven't got a single kill point for them as of now. But we'll definitely try to grab some more and more just to divert them. And to just try to grind the things up. We talk about 4K Esports. They're just rotating from the northern side. But do have an empty area to hold off. They just need the needs and dates will be on the question. But with that, when we talk about Twisted Minds also takes an exit in this very 6th spot. Triple Esports, they will be in this questionable factor. But Nigma Galaxy, Hamodi, they are in this particular fight. They are here to win it for sure. But when we talk about Testos, Push as well as Test and Yeezy, they are here to win it, but the circle is not giving them the priority position. 9 kill points have been registered. They need to just have some good points for them as well. But the shots on the side of the Moss and Nagat will get Hamori down there. Will try to grab that kill point for themselves, but this time Push goes down. He's been spotted up by Rof. Nigma Galaxy is coming with some counter trades. Triple Esports might just be in some serious trouble, just trying to hold up the positions for themselves. But Nigma Galaxy, all the players have been picked off. They're getting shots from multiple directions, not from a single side, not from double, but from all the sides inside the circle. Almost around 15 to 20 people. But as of now, Nigma Galaxy, see around 3 goes down as well, but probably the last solo player surviving. Rof is trying to maintain the graph. But this time all the players will be knocked and confirmed, so Rof won't have a chance to give the revival as well. 5 teams remaining. Geekay Esports trying to make a bigger impact. The smokes are up, the smokes and all the covers will be up for sure. But the way the thing is just turning up, it's something that I really think that getting into this kind of situation of the end circle, it's really difficult. But surviving it is very more much difficult. But with Cats, if you talk about becoming the top 5 fraggers, but Nigma Galaxy takes an exit in the 5th spot with a total of 5 kill points in their favor. Top 4 teams, 12 players inside the circle, inside the arena when you talk about. But still, Geekay Esports, 90s, Test. There's stars, I would say. Those are trying to battle among each other, but still, Triple Esports not to give anybody a completely position to just hold on. But Geekay Esports, when you talk about, they do have a chances, but 4K Esports have a better position to just take on the winner chicken. They are not inside the circle, but they do have a man advantage for sure. But Triple Esports having total of where to just go, they have to look into that matter, because Triple Esports are looking forward. They have got total of 12 kill points on the board. They want to make this game a big one for themselves. But when we talk about Geekay Esports, they are a big far away. When we talk about 4K Esports, they will be in the corner. GK Saturn will be just coming up. Golden will be falling down as well, but this time he just timed it a bit way too late. Wizard, when this time they are going right now, I really believe that you just go in any sometime, but with that 4K Esports also takes an exit, if I'm not wrong. Maybe around the corner, but still maybe 1 or 2 players are still surviving. Yes, 2 players are still surviving, and we can just get this thing started as Test also goes down. Yes, yeah, and Estos will be the two of the players surviving from that particular moment. But this is the fight. 4 teams, 10 players are still remaining. The first match is about to get ended. With that flow, when you just see it around the back, it's a big impact. It's a deep impact that has been created. Triple Esports have managed anyhow to just survive in the edges. But for how long it's going to work out for? With that flow, when 4K Esports is just rotating, 7 total kill points have been actually getting from their side. But when we talk about 4K Esports, they are on the go. Aram will be getting multiple knockouts. Geekay Esports are on the verge of getting eliminated right now. This is the final circle and it's getting more heated up as Ragnar is barely surviving there. That has also got some few kill points for his side, but Geekay Esports, will they be able to finish the things off? While Triple Esports are having the man advantage, but now the circle one as well. Saturn goes down by the ends of play zone. The kill point won't be getting in the favor of 4K Ram at this point. But yes, at last the deed has been done. No kill point for the side of 4 Shadid as of now. The nades are just going on a direction but won't make any good connection as of now, because they have to enter the circle. They are exactly in the dead circle point, but multiple nades will be just coming up. 4 Arsalan as well as you, this Pompa. All the 2 players have to be ready for the right casualty at the right very time to just get some good or better and the best. But Ragnar is trying to heal battle himself with 10 total kill points he's having right now. Not going to move up a lot because that will save his energy just to take the fight, just to hold on to the circuit. It's a better decision because other teams are just going to come out from the very These are just making and trying to make some good connections, but as of now, all the 4 teams are remaining and things are just not looking forward to what we can just get right now. But when we talk about Aram, we can just get to see like 4 teams and 7 players are just remaining, and as of now, we also get to say Pompa will be getting picked off, and now Triple Esports are making some good moves, but now the free fires is coming up from their side, and with that, 4 Rashid also takes an exit. It's a big blow. 4 Rashid departs with a total of 0 elimination in the 4th spot with a total of 8 points from the game. We talk about Triple Esports, it's about 14 total points. And I really hardly just can say that Ragnar has also been spotted, but eventually the damages have been dealt very precisely as well. The connections is still not coming right away, but Geekay Esports have been taken down as well. But there is another one who's trying to make the things impactful as we come down to the final 3 versus 1 situation, as the 4K Esports Aram will be fighting against Triple Esports. All the 3 players are trying to make a good impact, but Aram, will he have a privilege? This nade is just going, but Testos, I don't think he is quite ready, but the nade is going to fall up on, but still, I really think it's going to be really tough, but more importantly, but the position has been compromised. I really believe so. The shots are being taken. One player goes down. He tried to make some good move, but 4 Rashid will be staying in the 2nd position as the first match winner and chicken nugget of the day goes in the favor of Triple Esports. And what a way to start up the entire Judgment Day from their side. It has been a brilliant roller coaster, but when we just talk about, it's the OGs who have made it to the top for now. But at this moment, when we just look into this kind of factors, I really admire the situation that's actually happening right now, because they tried their level best, but they couldn't make it to that far. But with that, we've also witnessed some brilliant matches. What a match it was for the side of Triple Esports. They've got numerous amount of kill points and will definitely have a good boost in the overall standings as well. But with that, we'll have a look on the top moments that has occurred in the entire match number 1 of this day, number 4. Starting off with this particular drop clash, the shotgun, and ending up with the final pendulum sound. So that's definitely going to make some good shots, and that's definitely going to make some good openings that I'm going to be cheering up for a long time. But for sure, when the things are not going right, there has been some chances that even 4K Esports, they have faced some clashes as well. but they have also just tried to buckle themselves up, and they have made a good comeback from their side as well. So they have to be determined, they have to be very prepared. But as of now, when you talk about it's the top moments that we are seeing, the first 8 teams, 7, then one by one the team degradation just continued, and the entire particular scenario when we talk about those kind of highlights moments, when we talk about this kind of fights, it's going to be Geekay Esports. Those have made it to a good point, but eventually the winner chicken going in favor of Triple Esports was one of the most exceptional thing that we can ever ask for. We were just thinking of it was their game, it was this team's game, it was that team's game, but Triple Esports, they have actually showed up which team has got the greater potential in the lobby right now. By just comparing the kill points, maybe she can just give it a good try, but it's going to be better than not to go for this kind of moments. But definitely when you talk about 4K Aram and the company, they're just trying to make the things work out very well. But when it comes down to the last 3 teams, this final fight, if the need would have gone in the right and perfect direction, they could have got a good multiple opening. But multiple teams actually happened that just went out. But definitely when we comes down to this chat, like to be the stat chart, it's 30 total points from the side of Triple Esports as of now, with a total of 15 eliminations with 30 bomber. They have scored from this fight, but now we move on to the MVP, and we'll have a look on that for sure. With 113 points on the board, and they have in total over a rank of 6. Triple Esports, they are trying to make some good impactful gameplay in the final day to ensure that they can get some good amount of output. And now when we come down to the match 16, now the MVP, who is it going to be? And from which team? I really suppose it's going to be Test from the side of Triple Esports, having 6 eliminations with a 40% contribution with a 1.42 average eliminations, and the MVP rank will be #9 for sure. After the MVP, we'll have a look on the match-wise fraggers, the match fraggers of the match number 16, who are the leading board takers alongside Test from the side of Triple Esports, who will be those players to look after. We'll have a look on that, because yes, of course, that's going to be very, very much crucial for the team to just to study up and just to let know that which teams are just simultaneously performing well. And players, Test will be there with 6 finishes, Gath will be there with 5, Saturn with 5, as well as Aram with 5 finishes, Weezy with 5 as well. So it's the entire total match fraggers that we can get to see exactly on the screen. But after this, we are going to move out to the match-wise standings, where we can get to see which team has actually collected how many points from this match number 16 as of now, which is the first game of today's day. So we'll have a look on that match-wise standings as well, and we can have a check whether there is anything that actually can change the factor or might have a little chance to just destroy the #1 position for the side of Conquer Iraq, because this time it was a bit better than what we have seen in the previous time. But Conquer Iraq, they need to come up, because from the second match they do have a chance, and they need to make some good, real big movements. But when we come down to the match rankings, 30 for the side of Triple Esports, 21 for the side of 4K Esports, 20 for the side of Geekay Esports, 11 for the side of Nigma Galaxy, 8 for the side of 4Rush Elite, 4 all for Twisted Minds and NASR Esports, 3 all for Major Pride and Curd 12, 2 for the side of Conquer Iraq, and 1 all for Ooredoo Esports, Curd 21, and the only one Esports as well. So total of 13 teams, they have been completely rewarded up with the points as well. Talking about the points graph, we'll have a look on that as well to just see how much the buildings have actually risen up, and if it is making a good impact. We'll have a look on that as well. But for sure, when we talk about the points graph, it's something that I'm looking forward to, because it's 15 points, a 30 bomber, proper exact perfect 30 bomber could not access, because third Triple Esports has got that one for sure. Then we come down to the next part where Geekay Esports 10-10 for sure, the same things are just happening. But with that, we get to see many teams haven't actually got number of kill points that they can actually collect in a single day. But with that also, they're being really very well performing. But when it comes down to the next part, the overall fraggers will be coming up on the screen very shortly, just to have a look which are the players, those who are just remaining unchanged on the position, and which will be the changes in which you can get to see some new teams or maybe some new chances arriving in the overall standings. But overall, Braggers actually see some different things, because early with 23, 21 for Rio, 21 for Lord, Pride Nomi will have 20, and Grazio will also have 20. So there is only one chance that can handle the entire thing. But this is just the first match. We are still left with a total of 4, and all the other teams will have more 3 matches for themselves, counting this one as well. But in the overall standings, we'll have a look and we'll see that how much difference it has actually occurred, because accordingly we can just move it out in that way. But the overall standings is really much crucial, because Conquerors Iraq, they were holding on the top form. They were in the top there, and then they're just holding on what they actually could do right now. Because alongside them, you also get to see some teams like NASR Esports, as well as when you talk about the meter and the everything. It's all coming exactly on the point. But Conqueror Iraq will be there with 191 on the board, 158 for the side of Major Pride. Nigma Galaxy bounces back in the 3rd position with 143 on the board, while the only one Esports will have 139 on the board for sure. NASR Esports will have 114, 113 for Triple Esports. Geekay will have 112, 4K will also have 112 as well. Ooredoo Esports, YaLLa Esports will have 86 and 82 respectively. And with that, the second chart also comes up, in which Twisted Minds will have 74, 72 for Kurt 12, 74 Kurt 21. R8 will have 66, 64 for Team Raj, 53 for 4 Richard, 52 for Falcons, and 50 for Vista Gaming, and 21 for POWR Esports as well. And that will mark the end of the overall standings after the match number 16. But coming back to the match summary, it's Triple Esports who took the very first winner chicken dinner of the match, and now we will be heading towards the map of Miramar, which is going to be between Group A, B, C, and E, in which Group D will have a break. But for sure, but definitely we will be moving forward to a very short break and coming out with the second match of Miramar. So let's just keep the like and the subscribe button on, and we'll be coming back shortly. Well, with a very short break, we are back again, this time with the Ruthless Esports Middle East Pro Scrims. This side, your caster Necros will be here. But for sure, when we talk about this is a Judgement Day that we're looking forward to, and which team will be lifting the Champions title. That's for sure. The questionable factor comes up as we talk about the first match. It has been a different story, but when you talk about this kind of circumstances, as Triple Esports have made it up with a good start with 30 bomber of the game. Second match, it's going to be the map of MIRAMAR, and we will be heading toward it as fast as possible, I really believe, because when you talk about this kind of things, so I just think that whenever this map of MIRAMAR arrives, we have seen a tremendous performance from the side of teams, and more precisely, the map of MIRAMAR, they were very small clashes, to be honest, if we just get to see, but when the clashes arise, whenever it happens in such a brutal way that we have to face many early casualties if we even don't want to see it around. But in this time, we do have some multiple clashes, or maybe some multiple teams to head on, because obviously the teams those are in the top will try to get as many points as possible, because there is still a contest that which team will be on the top, because Conquerors Iraq, they have to just get the things done right in their favor, because they're still not in the safe zone and anything can just happen at any moment. They have to be prepared for that for sure, because whenever they are fighting, whenever they are coming for the match, the circumstances, so those are changing. The teams will be changing for sure, but still there are the timer that's rolling out right now. This is the timer, and this is the main point that we are eagerly moving on. That is the flight path of the entire game. This is the map of MIRAMAR, the match number 17. Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. We move on over the areas of El Pozo, and will be ending in the areas of Puerto Paracio, a diagonal flight path indeed, which is favoring the southern side of this entire map as compared to the northern side. If you talk about the La Cobre area, will be around the corners, which might be a bit reachable as compared to what Cruz Silval and El NASR are looking right now. Those are some places I don't think not a single team would be able to reach there. Though we can say that Conquerors Iraq have a good lead. They do have 191 on the board, but still it's not that prominent to just talk about. But RAT Esports will be taking a drop in the areas around the corners of Chumasera. Might just go in that area. Major Pride will be going in that particular place as well. RAT will be having a drop of San Martin, if I'm not wrong. Geekay Esports will have the Picaro drop. On the other hand, NASR Esports going the A's of Los Leones, Ooredoo Thunders. Even when you talk about Twisted Minds, they do have a drop clash. May not be in the Montenegro area, because for 12 they're going away from the drop location. Nigma Galaxy will have the El Pozo drop for them. Team Rad will have the entire area of La Cobre area, but I really believe they do have another squad to just come in the business with them. Or maybe not, but the circle has already been formed up in the southern side. So the players and the teams over in the Los Leones will be very much happy with the circle, because for them they don't need to actually rotate out or to go in different direction with Triple Esports. They do have a drop clash with Team Rad in the Puerto Paracio, and that actually shows up that definitely the chances are high to make something more precise at this point. But Triple Esports, they do have to take the fight right now. There's a drop clash. Kurt 21 will be exactly in front of them. Triple Esports versus them. It's going to be a very interesting fight in the Puerto Paracio. Any of the team can actually come on the top. But the main thing that I'm looking forward to, as we just talk about, this is the main thing that I'm looking forward to, and I'm really looking and thinking about that. Triple Esports, after having a 30 bomber for their side, what's going to come up next? Because definitely when you talk about Triple Esports, they have a great start, and now they are just looking to just get the drop clash in their favor as well, because more importantly, this is the moment, this is the state where Triple Esports have to prove themselves. Kurt 21, they're not going up with some good form. It's a great opportunity for Triple Esports to capitalize this kind of situations. When you actually know your opponent, and like they are quite not aware which team is going to take the drop, but if they are aware of They should have an idea that yes, the chances are, like in this case, that they can actually capitalize this moment. They can have some good amount of kill points because of the form that Triple Esports is having. It's definitely formidable, and they can actually grab a good hold against Kurt21 in this Puerto Parasio. It's a split drop, but they won't have a hurry. More precisely, that's the point, that they're taking time. Octal will be on a different angle for sure, but the main fact that they're not engaging or not taking any kind of risk is going to be because they do have some chances. They do have a privilege that they don't want to take the fight, and they do have a circle, so they can just take as much long time as they can. They want to get all the healings and the utilities done for their side. As you talk about, Musa is not having any helmet, so one good headshot and he's done for at this position. Well, Test might just have some info about this position, but let's just see what actually is coming up next, because we do have a visual. But Octon, the position is holding right now exactly on the hilltop. It's going to be really precise. K21, all the three players around the corners of the Puerto Parasio. Triple Esports still not going to make any movements right now. Whenever Triple Esports is going to rush, Push is also holding up the compound. I really don't know whether Octon is quite aware of that or not. But if he's not aware of that, then he might just be punished at any moment. So those are the situations which I'm really looking forward to. Because when we talk about this, is eventually one of the most greatest factors that we can actually talk at any moment. Kurt21, they do have a visual, they do have a greater compound for them. But more precisely, when you just see it, you get to see it, like Kurt21, they're still holding on the grounds. They're not going up with so many bad moves or some bold moves from their side personally. But Triple Esports, they will be on the corners. Kurt21 might have a chance to just get the things right on the track. But Berdishani is also close. He's way too close if you talk about when you do have a chance to just get the things right on the track. It's better to just initiate the fight as fast as possible. Because when you actually see this kind of scenarios happening, sometimes it's not that easy to hold on. But definitely when you just see it around in this kind of situations, they're not taking the fight. It's 3 versus 3 contest exactly happening right now. Not a single movement, a very, very much Cold War that they're seeking for. Not wasting a single moment, but definitely they're trying to make a good impact. Testos. Talk about Ama, he's got some good amount of shots. Maybe Push was the man to just get the things done from his favor. But eventually nothing to be done more. Still more precisely, the first opening of the game, it has been arriving from their side. Musa has been picked off. Triple Esports, they've got the momentum. The smokes will be up for sure just to get some good cover. Because Triple Esports, they're not quite aware of the position that where the other players are holding off. And definitely the kill points will be secured. Berdishani will be in the back ends. Musa's kill point will be secured by Testos. That's the very front line. But Hama is coming with some pre-nades. Will not get any good connections for sure. But yes, the nades are exactly on the point. Hama is trying to buy up some points or maybe some time for their side. Will it be possible or not? It's going to play a major factor. If it is going to be effective, I really believe that that should actually make an impact. But well, that will make some good impact as well when you talk about this is the moment that we were actually seeking for. Another opening comes up and Berdishani goes down. This time he will be panned out by the players of Triple Esports. Third kill point coming up in the favor for this side of Triple Esports, and they do have a good one. They do have a good one right now. More importantly, when you see it, it's just the game that we're looking forward to. It's 3 kill points at the very starting phase. One of the players is just holding on to the higher ridge. I really believe that push is not going to get eliminated anyhow. But he's trying to just create some diversion while Bandar will be getting picked off by Team Rad. Sudden 9 fights between Team Rad and like you can get to see R8. They have been initiated again, and this time it's going to be really interesting, to be honest, because I really want to see, and I'm really pumped up to know what's going to actually happen next for sure. Because whatever the thing happens right now, it's going to be really tough for the other teams to just hold on for. 12 teams, 44 players still remaining inside the circle. Push will have that vehicle for him. Triple Esports still in the question. They don't want to mess it up at all. Just holding onto the ground, holding a better position for themselves. I just have a good visual over there, but the buggies will have those vehicles and try to rotate as fast as possible to those precise circular areas where they want to settle up, because that's going to play a major factor. 12 teams and 44 players is still remaining, and now the circle is just going over the areas. It's still in the southern side, keeping 30% of the area in the water. I really believe the southern side like coastline will be turning up to a cluster if the circle is going to end up in that area, but for sure Twisted Minds will be getting some of those beautiful pressurized movement for the side of Team Major Pride. Will definitely try to make a good impact. But when you see in this kind of cases, like pressures will be just holding on, cooking, but in the very moment, Esports have already lost one of the players, cannot afford to lose anymore, but Roth will be getting another place of grade 12 down. Genius 3 will be getting knocked as well. Nigma Galaxy, they're trying to make a good impact. Those are the main things that I'm looking forward for now at this point, but Roth will be getting some of the skill points for themselves, but grade 12's Nicasio will be getting picked off by Nigma Galaxy. They're on the roll, they have got 2 kill points in their favor. They don't want to actually waste the time right now. They do have a caliber, they do have the potential, and they don't want to mess it up right at this moment. Magnum also has been spotted. He's just coming with some single vehicle cover. It's almost common, and I really don't think that he's going to get any cover for sure. But when it comes down, it's a really big moment when you talk about Nigma Galaxy. We're also just trying to hold up the position. That's the main thing that can just happen, but still. That's Nigma Galaxy's Rolf is creating the pressure. Hamodi will be just flanking off from a different angle just to get a good angle over the areas of Magnum. Just not to get revealed will be the better decision. But as of now, Nigma Galaxy, when you talk about this, let's see Kurt 12, Magnum exactly on the front, and with that, Kurt 12 will also take an exit with a total only of 1 kill point in their favor, and 12th team to get eliminated out of this game. But Major Pride, when you talk about Nomi has been eliminated, so when you talk about like Yen, Frozen, as well as DNO. Major Pride, when you talk about this kind of situations are eventually happening for a very long time, so I don't think it's going to be in that case. But Major Pride, they have to be with the effective one in this case to be on the top. But when we talk about like Dino, as well as when we talk about Yen, Frozen, all the 3 players are really well, as well as when we talk about the other teams like the Only One Esports. What a brilliant team, what a brilliant performance. They're also showing symbols for the Only One Esports. They have the dead center as of now, but the northern side is looking a bit in a cluster mode because Team Rad, they're in the question, as Geekay Esports might be popping up at any scenario to just get a good into fights. We are here to just get those kill points in their favor, which is going to be really important. But the circle shifts up to the southwestern side around the corner, in which you get to see Triple Esports. They do have a privilege, they do have an advantage to survive, while but as of now, when you talk about Triple Esports, they're around the corners holding the southern side, but still trying to maintain that kind of scenarios as of now. They want to get the things exactly on point, maybe on the track as well. But meanwhile, when we talk about Major Pride, they're rotating inside the circle. NASR Esports will be around the corners, will have the height advantage if I'm not wrong. Ooredoo Thunders will be around there, exactly being the neighbors from their side. The Only One Esports will also have an entry point. NASR Esports trying to still have the position, maybe just trying to grab the good position for themselves. But anyhow, NASR Esports just manages to give this kind of situations. Like NASR Esports, they don't want to engage on an early basis. There are still 11 teams remaining. They want to be playing on a very passive mode unless there is some fight that they can't avoid, or they are in some kind of serious trouble in which you actually need to get these things running on the track. But we'll talk about this kind of situations later. But for now, I really believe that the Nades might just make some good connections. As you talk about Major Pride, they're exactly in front of them. Triple Esports, they're trying to make some good connections after having 3 successful kill points. They're here to take some more, and they are hungry for those kill points as well, because Push, he goes down by the prey, laser spray almost. We can just keep inside of their friend, but now Push has been picked off, and will be just getting some of those crucial moments for them as well, because even if we talk about treadmills, it is something like that. I could say that Triple Esports, they want to just get on the track. Still Push is being in a very low HP, and the main thing that is coming up around the question is that Triple Esports, they are being very much dominated right now. They do have the maximum, more or less the major number of kill points after Nigma Galaxy. After having they do have 1 casualty for sure with 1 particular watch. And when we talk about this kind of situation, even Kurt21 Esports will be taking an exit as Geekay Esports, having secured 2 of those beautiful kill points, might just create some pressure for. At this moment, when we talk about even Geekay Esports having 2 kill points for their side, they are holding R for this in circle edges, not to go in the very dead center, which would be a risky move, because risky moves are really very much tough for them to lose up for sure. But when it comes down to the very productive mode, I really believe that Major Pride can deliver a good performance, and they need actually a good performance for sure if they want to be on that particular place. But maybe the circle has got a different plans, that it has been shifted towards the northwestern side, a bit away from the side of shoreline. But definitely it was I would say it was one of the most interesting fights. But Geekay Esports are taking the good fights right now in the corner. Saturn, Mammoth, Ragnar, they're all trying to grab as many kill points possible as now they can get, because I really don't think it's going to be that much easy. But now Pride Yan is being spotted by Humam. The first kill point comes up in the favor of NASR Esports. While you talk about Triple Esports, they're down the ridge. They might be spotted up as well. Yes, they have been spotted up. And Testos might be getting knocked out, but no, he barely manages to survive. He just manages to survive. But still, the game is on, and the game will be continuing for a very long period of timetable as well. But I would just say that everything is just going fine, because definitely that's going to make a big factor for your particular position. But Triple Esports, when we talk about 3 kill points have been registered. But with that, you also get to see that Twisted Minds are in some serious trouble. Ragnar goes down. Dami also has been spotted. The sprays are making some good connections. 2 players down. It's not a great sign for any of those particular situation. But more or less, when we talk about Triple Esports, they have 2 knockouts, and they need to revive them as fast as possible, because in the next moments it would be really impossible. This is the 4th circle, which is shrinking right now. We move forward to the 5th. Triple Esports, they are just looking away and away, that where is the position right now. But more as when we talk about Triple Esports, Testos is just holding on to the nade. Ragnar will get Luffy down there. The only one Esports will also face some backlashes as well. So there's multiple things happening around the corner as well. But now Push is coming with some direct rush, and he will be getting spotted up. And now it's the time that they're looking forward to grab some good points as well. But we talk about Triple Esports, Push has been picked up. Nigma Galaxy also facing some multiple casualties. Triple Esports, Twisted Minds having 2 kill, total of this motion. I would say that Twisted Minds, they do have some multiple expenses just going on, because they have to just get things on the track as fast as possible. Total of 10 teams and 29 players just remaining right now, but Twisted Minds are trying to just close up right now. This is the best moment that anybody can actually afford for, but still, this moment is the place where I really would choose to just go up. But right now when we talk about Testos also goes down, as we also get to see Triple Esports, they will be taking an exit because Twisted Minds are the ones to give them the elimination factor. And with Das is going to be, this next phase is going to be really easy because in the meanwhile, the only one Esports when we talk about, they haven't got into a single fight, not even having any single kill point for themselves as well. Not a great sign for many of the players, but the circle shift has been made towards a different angle. When we talk about Esports, so they are also there in the circle. We'll have Gath and Saturn in a different direction. Ragnar will be also coming up shortly. Major Prides, Dino as well as Frozen will be on the corners. But when we talk about Esports also takes an exit from this match. When we talk about Ooredoo, Thunders, Smoker and the company will be there. And the only one Esports, Alush and Luffy will be completely knocked out as well. But with that, when we talk about NASR Esports, they will be just entering the circle for sure. But when we talk about like the positions of Geekay, so that's going to be like Geekay, and those are inside portions that I'm really looking forward to. But Geekay Esports, they need to just come up right now, but no, only one will get Ragnar down there, and the Geekay Esports, I'm really looking forward that they're struggling right now. Saturn being in a very low HP, Ragnar has been completely knocked and confirmed. And Sadisat, I would say that they also do some time, but when you talk about this kind of circumstances, the only one Esports they're looking forward with the height advantage. They want to get this all the finds in their favor because the last 8 teams and 22 players are just remaining right now. This is the moment as Frozen will get large skill point as well in their favor. So multiple kill point is just going on and on, but still the thing is just not working on that we're looking forward to, because total of 8 teams are just for their like surviving. But for now, when I talk about this kind of situation, Ooredoo Thunders will be there in the questionable factor as well. They want to get that and get a good opening for them. But when I talk about because if you talk about Nigma, Galaxy also takes an exit with a total of 4 eliminations, and we are down to 7 teams and 20 total players. Those are in the question right now. The only one Esports, they are holding on. They do have a height advantage, but look at the cluster happening. All the teams are exactly around the corner. Nobody's moving anywhere right now. So that's going to be very, very much tough for Geekay Esports to survive, because they need to enter the circle as well, because this is the 5th circle, and when the 6th circle is going to award, it is going to be the factor that they will have to pay. But the use of utilities are being done on a very high scale. NASR Esports will be holding, but the nades are going on the direction of NASR Esports. Might just make some any good connection at any moment, and with that, I really believe that Osama will be getting picked up, and Ali, Hamko and Smoker, 3 of the players are just remaining as of now. I said when you talk about Hamko will be just holding on, Ali will be there as well, Smoker, 3 of the players remaining. The 4th player will be getting their revival, that's for sure. This time the need another time has been pulled up by YaLLa. He's just going on a rampage right now, being an MVP spot. He's just having some more responsibilities to do it for this one particular position. But as of now, when we talk about Ooredoo Thunders, they're just leaving up the charts, everything's remaining. They're just getting all the kill points possible, because they're not loading up with that entire particular team, if you talk about, because we talk about Geekay Esports, they're trying to maintain some good amount of kill points and the overall points in the overall particular standings as well. They want to make it a bit effective for them. When we talk about Saturn, he's trying to get some good amount of points, and they have got what it need. But at the very moment, so Saturn goes down as Geekay Esports also takes an exit. We are just with the last 5 teams who will be there in the question. The only one Esports will be there, just trying to find you out. And I didn't talk about the Let's talk about this kind of circumstances. We're in Twisted Minds. They're in the same questions. 15 players are remaining. 5 teams are remaining. Pride Dynamo will be getting Zayed down as well. And with that, I really believe that though the needs are coming on point, Major Pride are looking into some serious troubles as well. They don't want to just fall down right now. This is just a moment to get started. And eventually when we talk about this kind of circumstance, it'll actually give you some good amount of particular criteria. But Major Pride, when we talk about, the only one, as well as Alush, the only one esports will be surviving from their end. And when you just get it when it's just getting started, I really be Twisted Minds. They don't want to lose the momentum. There's the 5 teams and 6 kill points have been registered by the side of Twisted Minds. Prince will have some kind of consequences to face off, but now Twisted Dummy, when you talk about, he's just trying to close in. He might just be possible that Twisted have got some of those talk about like this kind of circumstances. The 1v2 situation coming up from Dummy, but will be getting picked up as well. And now we're down to the 4 teams. As we talk about, Twisted Minds also takes an exit with a total of 2 points. They're also going on a rampage, but Alush will get one down there. He might just get a second as well. A very small cover won't be sufficient to give them the forward the cover as well, but won't be getting this one as cheaper as well. And now is the moment that I would say that only one is just looking forward to. Major Pride will be there in the question. Some 1 or 2 good nades can actually wipe out the entire squad. The only one is just holding onto the grounds, but this time he was quite unaware of this. And now the only one esports will be also taking an exit in the 4th spot with a total of 2 eliminations. And now it was a great surprise for sure. Only one esports have been eliminated. We're down to the last 3 teams, in which when you talk about Ooredoo Thunder, he's barely surviving. It lost some pixel HP of himself, as well as he's also there with total of this kind of performances, but more or less at the point when you just look into that matter, when you talk about Ooredoo Thunders, देख के बता सकते हैं कि like what's happening right now at this point. Hamko is just trying to make some good effect, but as of now, when you talk about 3 teams and 8 players are just remaining, but Miracle has been picked up. NASR Esports will be in the back foot as well. But Major Pride, they want to make it a big game from their side. Ooredoo Thunders, they're trying to enter the circle for sure. Major Pride will be there in the back ends, but still not having a better position because the circle is playing the major factor. Ooredoo Thunders, they do have a first clash at this moment. This is going to be a really important 1v1 or maybe a 1v2 we can also get to see, but Pride, Dino and Major Pride, they're way too close right now. Ooredoo Thunders, they need to get the revivals done as fast as possible because they have the multiple teams to fight up in the corner. NASR Esports will be in the down the ridge, just surviving with those 2 players. Ooredoo Thunders will have the highest number of man advantage at this point, but not having a great amount of total points on the board to be on the top. Need a chicken and you need a 30 bomber, but won't get a 30 bomber for this case. Hardly can get at least 8 points chicken dinner, which will be summing up to like around 20-25 plus, which I really think would be quite enough for them. NASR Esports, when you talk about this kind of situations, Ooredoo Thunders, Osama, they're just trying to build up. 3 kill points have been, like 4 kill points have been there with this entire team. Total of 3 teams and 7 players are remaining one by one. The revivals have to be done on a very early basis. Nobody is trying to move up in any direction. Nobody. Still trying to maintain everything up and over. Not wasting a single amount of time. Trying to make a good impact for sure. NASR Esports, when you talk about 2 of the players are still remaining, and now this is the fight I'm really looking forward to. When it is going to get started, is it going to be the dead zone that we are looking forward to? Or the single shots are being taken as of now? It's a 3 versus 2 versus 2 situation. The shots are being exchanged right now. There is no casualty from any of the sides. Major Pride, they're just holding for the other teams to take the fight. Team every each of the team, they're looking forward to that particular moment as well. Needs will be up, but won't make any good connection. The splash damage was really beautiful. If you talk about Major Pride, they're holding the positions very revealed. Miracle goes down early, has to be the one to just establish the moment, like being the solo player, but he will be picked off as well as NASR Esports takes an exit. Ali also gets picked off. Major Pride, they're marching up a total of 7 kill points from their favor, but that need will make the connection as Team Pride. Major Pride takes this winner chicken, and after a very long wait, this is the winner chicken that they were really hoping for. And with that, when you talk about it's a brilliant game that came to a very end. And that is the second match, which is the match number 17. That came to a very end with a brilliant winner chicken for the side of Major Pride. But definitely it was the end circle. I would say it was a very much time taking one. Every team were just waiting for the other one to take the fight. And when that particular opening they caught up with the nade, they just went on banging, and yes, that's the show flow that went up from their side. But eventually, when you talk about this kind of performances, they have delivered really good one. But talking about the top moments of the match, we'll definitely start off with the drop clash that happened in the Puerto Paraceo. They had to enter into some serious modes, and they had to get all the skill points on an early notice for Triple Esports. They did try to grab some good opportunities. They did actually grab some good opportunities as well. But let's see what we are looking forward to the next point right now. If anything is going on for the same flow, it will be the one to just look into the main factors, because even Conquerors Iraq and the company, they're looking forward to grab some good points and some good games for sure from their end. But when it is coming up, the games that are looking forward to to just grab some good points that will be really necessary. But Triple Esports, they're being very wonderful in the very last day. In the last day of Judgement, they're just putting up everything what they've got right now. This is the moment that we are seeking for. Every of the knockouts, every of the moments, even though like Ooredoo Thunders, they tried their level best to give out some good output. They did actually make that thing happen. But with that, when we talk about even Geekay Esports, they were there for a very long time in the match. But they got decimated in the 6th position. Major Pride made actually a prime role to be honest. But Dami didn't have any chance in this moment. He was completely outnumbered, as well as the play zone was giving a good amount of damage. But if Alush wouldn't have been picked in this moment, maybe there would have been a chance that only one Esports could have wiped out the entire squad of Major Pride, and the results would have been a different bit compared to right now. Ooredoo Thunders, all the 4 kill points, they are coming up right now. It's going to make a big impact. Ari's at 21 will be there, and with that, all the kill points is coming on the favor of the teams who are taking the fight on very strategic notice, and they're just taking it. And they're just doing it on a very precise way. But coming back to a total of points that they have managed to grab, it's going to be 25 on the board. And elimination points that they have got in the MVP, like in total overall rank, they're ranking in the 2nd position. And Major Pride, they're still holding on. They're closing up very soon. Conquerors Iraq, they need to grab some good game, otherwise it will be very difficult. But now we're moving on to the MVP. We will have Frozen 1, 5 eliminations, 50 contribution, 1.36 of average elimination, and in the MVP rank he is standing up in the hashtag 8. So the match 17 MVP goes in the favor of Frozen. But we're moving forward to the match-wise fraggers, top 5 fraggers of match 17, in which Frozen will be in the 1st, Dino will be in the 2nd, Hamko will be in the 3rd, and Ragnarok will be in the 4th, as well as 5th will be Saturn from their side. After the match fraggers ends, we will have a look on the match overall standings, match-wise standings. If you talk about that, what are the consequences, or maybe what are the things that we're looking forward to in the overall standings, because it's just the main thing that we're looking forward to, because this is the spirit that I'm looking forward. But in the main match-wise times, we'll get to know that which team actually collected how much points and which will be adding up to their total like position or maybe total overall standing. So 25 for the side of Major Pride, 18 for the side of Ooredoo Esports, NASR will have 15, 12 for Twisted Minds, 10 for the only one Esports, 9 for Geekay Esports, 5 for Nigma Galaxy, 4 for Team Rath, 4 for Triple Esports as well, 2 all for R8 Esports and Kurt 12 and 21, like only 1 point for the hashtag 12 team. It's going to be Kurt 21 for Esports for their side. But with that, the match-wise ranking also comes to a very end. We'll have a look on the points graph. It will be coming up next on the screen. We will see those buildings popping up at any moment, and we can see those beautiful gameplay, or maybe the on an average stat that yes, this is the stat that we're looking forward to, and that was done before it as well. So talk about this kind of situations, even standings, they are actually showcasing us sometimes that even when you do the entire particular actually play the entire particular match, but still when any other one comes up and gets the entire position in their favor. But coming back to the points graph, the highest one will be in the favor of Major Pride right now. Second will be there in the favor of Ooredoo Thunders, and NASR Esports will be in the third. Twisted Minds will be there, but the buildings are just going up and down, and with that the points graph also comes to a very end. You can just check it out. But more importantly, the next thing that we are looking forward to, it's going to be the overall top fraggers as well as the overall ranking after this particular match, and where are they actually setting it right now. But with that flow, we can just say we can just actually get introduced that what is going to come up next, because the overall top fraggers we'll talk about. Ali is leading from the front with total of 24, while Dino is there with 23 for Lord, 22 for Ragnar, and Rio will be there with 21 as well. So the overall top fraggers is changing by time. But well, with that when we talk about, we'll have the entire particular, maybe some kind of sides to get added up. Because when we come down to the overall standings, it's going to be Conqueror Iraq with 191 on the board, 183 with Major Pride. The only one Esports will have 149, 148 for Nigma Galaxy, 129 for NASR Esports, 121 for Geekay, 117 for Triple Esports, 112 for 4K Esports, 104 for Ooredoo Esports, as well as Twisted Minds will have 86 on the board for themselves. And with that, the first chart really comes to an end. We'll have a look on the second chart as well to see what are the standings going up in their side and in the other side on the other page. Because Conquerors Iraq, the position, the difference is almost about 7 to 8 points. One good game for Major Pride and they will be on the top again. YaLLa Esports 82, 74 for Kurt, 12, 71 for Kurt Esports, 68 for R8, 68 for Team Rod, 60 for 90 minutes, as well as 53 for Forward Elite, 52 for Falcons, 50 for Vista Gaming, 21 for POWR Esports. So certainly we can just say that this kind of situations are just changing up by time, and eventually when we move up today's match schedule, the first match was there with the side of Triple Esports, second went in the favor of Major Pride with a total of 10 eliminations. The third one is going to be Group A versus B versus D versus E, and it's going to be the match number 3. So definitely when we talk about this is the game, but Group C will be having a short break of this match, but definitely after this one we can just call it out that Group C will have a break. But still, when we just get to see the map of ERANGEL, Group A, B, D and E, so in this case another default map, another good map to come up for, but we'll have to wait for the match to get started. I think we have some time for that, and we're definitely going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with the next match. So just stay on the stream and like it for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back again with a very short break to welcome back to Ruthless Esports presents Middle East Pro Scrims, and this is going to be the third match which will be starting very shortly, the map of ERANGEL, that's for sure. We have witnessed one ERANGEL, we have witnessed one Miramar, and now we are going to witness another ERANGEL again. This time, I really hope that we can have a better competition coming up on the top. But more precisely when you talk about, I really think of that there might be some certain chances. Many of the teams are trying to bounce back, but what is going on with Conquerors Iraq? They are just not getting up points at all. Maybe 2, 3, 4, but they have completely been shattered away. They have been readable right now, and in this kind of cases, if we talk about, I think it's all done and dusted. We cannot just stay out for it forever, because the difference has been very much chased up by the players of Major Pride, and now they are way too close to just to dethrone them from their position what they've acquired for the last 3 days. So when it comes down to this point, I really believe that going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. Conquerors Iraq, they need to win each and every match, at least after being top 3 in each and every match, to just survive, surpass, to be in the #1. Otherwise, Major Pride, the way they are playing right now, I really believe that they will have the most amount of chances to get everything started, or maybe to get everything on point. So with the countdown of 10, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move out straight inside the match, and let's head on and let's check it out what we have got in the map of ERANGEL, the match number 3. It will be for sure, and the flight path is starting from the side of military base and going inside of Georgia Pole. It's a western oriented flight path for sure, but mainly that we are focusing on the eastern side teams of going for the side of shelters, as well as Yasna Poliana will face some consequences. 70, the teams going for the side of 70 will also have to face some kind of trouble. They might have to go for some like vehicle rotation as well, so they have to look into that kind of matters. But when we talk about Team Rads, they're going over the side of no reply, maybe side of military base. It might be new drop on the new side they want to try it out for. But when we talk about Conquerors Iraq, the same split of the ferry pair alongside Cur 21. Triple Esports will be going for the side of Mosque, and talk about the other teams like Forest Elite. I really don't think they're going to go for Pochinki drop, but yes, they're going for the Pochinki drop. But the only one Esports will have on the splits for themselves also picked up in that direction. Geekay Esports will have the Rozok and Water City split. Major Pride will have the Gatka split for himself, or it will be going for the side of Georgia Northern City. So individually the drops have been taken, and now they're looking forward to get their hold and get their tactics up on the sleeves. But Triple Esports versus Cur 21. Cur 21, though they have a drop around the areas of query, but there is some certain chances that they might just have some outer clashes during the rotation. Maybe if when Triple Esports are just trying to just go out of this drop of Mosque, and they're trying to rotate towards the side of eastern side, and they have to face 2 of the teams, which might be Conquerors Iraq as well as Cur 21. Might happen, but the circle has been prevailing over the side of southeastern area, which actually showcases us there will be clashes for sure, and those clashes will be really interesting to watch out for. But Major Pride, in the meanwhile, they've went to the side of Georgia Southern City. While they might have some chances of getting into drop clashes. So Triple Esports, when we talk about, they will have the privilege, and they can have the entire control that they want up. They will have the entire loot, because there is no other clash. 90th minute is not there in the lobby, and that's going to be a green signal for them to just go with the same flow. Total of 48 players in this particular match, and 12 teams will be participating. All the 4-man stack will be there for sure, but that is actually what it is, showcasing what they're capable of right now at this position. When we talk about YaLLa Esports, do have an area of Rozok. They don't want to compromise that, but NASR Esports, we talk about, they're in the school apps for like what they are used to do. No changes in that for sure. But what will move from their side? YaLLa Esports, now they're looking forward to go for some side of school apartments. Might just have some tried like chances of getting into some clashes. But Kurt 20, Kurt 12, when you talk about, they do have the dodgeable containers, not taking any risks or clashes with anybody, just focusing on what it's not their business, should not be their business for sure. And that's how they are just keeping the things up. So when you just talk about this kind of scenarios, I really believe that there are some things that are looking forward to go more and more. Kurt 12, they're looking forward to grab some kind of good opportunities, but this moment they might have some upper hand in this fight because there are two teams, if I'm not wrong, maybe one team at least that's going to be Major Pride. Those will have the drop in the jaws of Southern City. So if Kurt 12 wants to take any fight, any advanced fight, if they're willing to take some risks and provide some problems for the other teams, Kurt 12 would definitely try to go and just spoil the game for the side of Major Pride if they want to. Might just not get the entire squad wipe out, that's for sure, but can actually damage their man numbers, which will eventually add it up to those in such a situation that I really don't want it to like it. But we'll have to see it. None of the players have been taken down. Not a number of drop clashes neither way in this match as well. So no drop clashes means there is no early casualties and no early elimination. So the fight is going to go up a long way because obviously this is going to be the very third match of the day for sure and the third last match for this entire event. It's a day number 4, match number 18. 2 more matches to go for this entire RUPS to get over. Forest Elite will have the entire control of the poaching key. Won't have any other team to actually play out for. None of the team has actually arrived. Wanted to take a risk but couldn't add it up to. This is the area of the poaching key that everybody loves of Forest Elite. They have the entire control, as well as when you talk about, this is the moment. This is the epic moment that we were waiting for. The entire poaching key will be completely in the favor of Forest Elite. There's nothing that we can actually get to see from their end, but for sure there is something that we can actually learn because the circle has gone towards a different side. Only one esports when you talk about these other also guys that are rotating from side of Remorse, they might have a chance also to get into some fights as well. But Dishani, if you talk about Kurt 21, they're in this fights, maybe Triple Esports, they're into the close range, they won't try to get any risk. Testos will be the backends as well. Footsteps might be coming, but Dishani trying to squad up the Testos for sure, but the shots moving in the connection, at least not a knockout at all. For 21, when you talk about all the 4 players are alive and they are looking forward to grab some good points as well with Primorsk. They have got some good openings as well. The opening will be getting into some creation as well. As Kurt 21, they are losing it. They might have another opening as well, but this time they are being battered one by one. The cover fires are coming for sure, but Musa has been picked off. That's not a great sign. Not at all a great sign, but this time the need that Hama is cooking might just not make the connection that it desired of, but surely when you talk about the 2 needs that have been cleared, but still it's going to be something that I really can't forgive. But for sure when you talk about this kind of situation, just get to know. But often in the meanwhile we talk about they have got 1 kill point in their favor. They might have gotten 1 casualty, but the revival will be done soon. Testos on the other hand, when we talk about Testos, will be getting completely banned up, but Kurt 21 will get all the kill points inside of Kurt 21 as really good, but often also goes down and With that, I really believe that Esports will be taking an exit in the 12th position, and that's not a great sign at all. 12 when we talk about Lowe's has been taken down, and this is the corner that on the outskirts of poaching. They're taking the fight. They have to enter the circle, but Jan has been spotted. The shots were taken. Won't make any good connections, but Gen 3 won't have a chance to just back off because his entire vehicle's back tire has been exploded, and that's way to just. We talk about our esports having 1 kill point in their favor. They're rotating again and again to just get some, I would say, esports is still in the contest, and now the performance they're trying to deliver in each and every match is definitely something that I'm looking forward to. With that flow, when you just really see about it, I really think that's going to be a really tough choice. But for sure, when you talk about one of the players have been picked off, there's multiple fights happening. Kurt 12 versus R8. It's interesting fights for sure. One of the players have been picked up. Might just get a revival as well. ID7, I don't think he's going to get that revival very soon. Butler as well as Prestige as well as CR7, both are important tomorrow, and it's going to be not tomorrow maybe, but it's just some time that I'm looking forward to. Nicasio, when you talk about the Molotovs, will be hitting it. The Molotov is hitting him right now, and Nicasio will be just bleeding out with that. Kurt 12 also takes an exit. RVT Esports having successful kill points for their side. Didn't need to make any big impact, but when you just talk about this, I really believe that something that's enough. That's enough to make the move right, but when it comes to this part, I really suppose that Pride Dino as well as all the players, Major Pride, they're looking to some serious trouble. The 5 kill points have been secured. They cannot go back from this position. NASR Esports will be heading on for them. This is the most important factor that I can just call it out for now, right now, is that NASR Esports, you have all those 4 players, but Miracle, he will be getting a revival from Miraculous like revival as well, but still he's surviving. And NASR Ali, if you talk about, yes, he's one of the most top fraggers if you talk about win the question, but they're still just giving shots on him from multiple directions. And now this is going to be the main forte I really believe that NASR Esports is going to make it up to, because this is going to make a meaning out of it. NASR Esports, they're definitely trying to make everything possible right this position. So they have an angle, but Major Pride, when you talk about, they are in the good distance. 5 kill points that has been secured for sure. That's no doubt in that. For sure, the openings are needed. 4 kill points have been registered. Poker 21, 9 teams, 36 players are just remaining around the corner. Team Major Pride in the questionable part, but Ian will be picked off by Prestige. And with that, when you talk about, this is just a go. Pride Dino will be picked off again, and with that Frozen and Frozen will be also getting picked off as well, and that's not going to be a great sign as Dino also gets picked off. Major Pride, they are facing the consequences one by one, and I really don't know what's actually happening. Even already, if you talk about, they've also got 4 beautiful, decent kill points. Triple Esports, Kurt 12, 4 like 4ish Elite. 3 teams have already been disappeared. Major Pride is barely surviving with a 1 solo player, which is going to be Nomi. That's not a great sign for any of the teams, those who are sitting in the top chart, because if these things are just troubling you, just think of it. The circle is taking a different shift right now. It will be comprised of the areas of Sugar Hill, keeping it in the center with NASR Esports, as well as when we talk about R8 and Clash 21, like a K21 if you talk about, will be there. But ID Sports, when you talk about ID7, they've got an opening with those CR7 and Prestige has been picked off. That's not a great sign for Team R8 as well. But two of the players are remaining. NASR Esports, they have got a rush in right now. Ali has been picked off. The need might just make some good connection. There is a bit of chance. The splash damage has been delivered for sure. ID7, they're trying to level best to make some good impact. Bandar and 07, two of the players are remaining. The smokes are coming up a high, but won't be happy at this one. But for sure, this one, it's going to be really important for ID7. One good need can make this entire thing different from others, and that's going to be one of the most important factors. I really believe that ID7 has to reclaim through, but CR7 has been picked off as well. Badra and ID7 really the only two players that I can really turn on that. So it, but ID7 has been picked up, so Bandar will be the last player surviving, and he will goes down as well. And with that, R8 Esports will be also taking an exit, and we are left with 8 more teams in this map of ERANGEL of day number 4, match number 18. 2 more matches to go, 1 ERANGEL and another MIRAMAR for sure. And let's see what actually awaits for us. But K21, when we talk about these other teams, they're rotating from the different side. NASR Esports will be holding on the top. Might just have a visuals over that place, but still there's some more consequences, I really believe, with NASR Esports. They are in some serious trouble. K21, they've already taken a deep oath just to get the rush done, but this time they are coming up with some shots, as Umam will be getting Hama down there. That's the first opening coming from the side of their side, but NASR Esports, we talk about they're in some serious trouble. As Octon gets Miracle down, they gets him knocked and confirmed as well. 6 skill point has been registered. K21, they have to back off right now. I really believe that's going to be really important, but as of now, Musa shots he's getting, it's going to be really exceptional. But K21, there has been ran over, and NASR really will be the one to ran over that one as well. But more importantly, when you talk about, it's going to be really important. It's something that I'm really looking forward to. But the needs, you should actually make your I would say that Brother Shani is just holding onto the ground, but still there are multiple openings that are being created. The loopholes, especially, they have to work on it in order to just get on the track and get everything sorted for sure, because get some more messed up, it will be really in trouble. But 8 teams and 27 players are still remaining. Brother Shani, if you talk about the circle, is just getting into some more intensified movement. The Sugar Hill looks quite clear, but K21 and NASR Esports, the fight, it's going to go on and on. But look at Conquerors Iraq right now. They do have a barn split right now, and with that, all 4 players that are standing, I really believe that they might have a good particular day, so that they can just bounce up back very start. And I would just say that's the same for sure. But this time, when you talk about Conquerors Iraq, they're holding on to the barn house. Not a single fight to be happened, but Geekay Esports, while team rather on the corners of Pochinki Hill, will be one of the fights to actually look after for. And when it does actually make an impact, Ragnar also is making a comeback from that side. Humam will be there holding for sure. K21 will be there in the question. One last player will be surviving from the side of if you talk about Rod is just trying to make some good connections. Well, 5 Fingers, why just has been picked off. He needs a revival for sure. But Geekay Esports are trying to maintain, and they're just trying to just come up in the question and just get the things done, and that's their side. More importantly, YaLLa is just pulling up some nades. Gath will be there holding onto the ground. Anaconda will get Luffy down at that position. 8 teams and 24 players are remaining, and with that flow, and just say out and Geekay Esports, when we talk about Gate, has been damaged brutally. If we talk about this, is just 8 top teams and 24 players are remaining, so there's been chances that you can just actually get the things back. But more precisely, but Geekay Esports, if we talk about we talk about Geekay Esports, we talk about 4K Esports as well, because the only one Esports that are being one by one picked up by the needs that are being done from their side. The only one Esports are also making some good pressure over the plane, but Lush will be getting picked up, and with that 4K Esports also wipes out the only one Esports with 0 kill points. But with that, when we talk about NASR Esports with 5 kill points, Umam being the solo survivor, he's trying to make an impact. He's trying to make a difference for sure. And then that thing is going to happen. Saturn, Get, as well as Ragnar. The position that you can actually turn out for tap shots, which can actually go. Will make the connection for sure, but Gath, he goes down at a very wrong moment. It was a very wrong moment that nobody can desire of, but this time the kill point will be secured by Nomi from the side of Major Pride. The shot position and the intel has been given to the other side as well, but Geekay Esports will have that there end for sure. But now when you talk about this kind of situation, 7 teams and 20 players are remaining with the same flow. You also get to see Ragnar, he goes down, Mamad will be there, Saturn will be just there as well. At this momentum, when you talk about this kind of situations, Molotov will be hitting it up for sure. But when you talk about this kind of situations happening, Rad Esports might just be in a backlash, but they need to enter the circle. They have to understand that Ragnar's revival will be really much important for the side of Esports at this point. But Conquerors Iraq, Rio has been put down. Now the decline for the side of Conquerors are just going on. Major Pride is making up the mark. It's 183 on the board. Almost at the 109, but Mammoth also goes down. As we got to say, Five Fingers has got another opening as Team Ra. They're going all out right now in the very end circle. Still 7 teams and 18 players remaining, but one of the most contests that you can get to say. Maximum of the solo players are remaining, but Teams Ra, 2 kill points have been acquired. This time they're just going all out. Definitely the impact is really high, and it's making the time, but Geekay Esports will be taking an exit at this point. NASR Humam is still surviving. It's still making up to the mark, and he's still surviving and giving 101%. The Wizard and the company, they're just going up. Kalaga will be going up for some shots. It's Reva. He needs to come up with some good cover fires. He needs the cover at this point. 4K Esports will have the upper hand. Kalaga is barely surviving right now. They have to enter the circle as well. Conquerors Iraq, what are they doing right now? It's not a great time to enter the circle, but Team Raz will be coming on the Sugar Hill top. Major Pride, 7 kill points. Not willing to just get eliminated at this point after coming this far. Conquerors Iraq with all the 3-man surviving right now with only 2 kill points in their favor. Trying to sneak in up towards the side of 4K. Wiping one squad at least to give them the privilege, but there you go, one knock. The second one also comes up. Kalaga gets a second for himself as well, but might just get the third one. There is a bit of chances. The shots are being delivered, but this time he got ran over by Anaconda. 4K Esports, they are here to just make the mark as Conquerors. They are declining as Groza. He's being the solo survivor, but he got taken down. Conquerors Iraq gets eliminated in the 6th position with 2 kill points for their favor. Not at all a great side, not at all a desirable side that they have wanted. But for their point, Raz 5 Fingers will be spotted up. The shots are being taken. Humam is just trying to make the things happen right now. The Molotovs will be getting used as well. They will be trying to back off, but NASR Esports, the only hope that they are having is going to be Humam. Inside the circle, creating multiple smokes, trying to... It's way too open, and nobody knows what's going to happen next. Even Team Ra, the 3 kill points have been secured for sure. There's no doubt in that. But K21 Hama will be taken down by Nomi. Major Pride creating a difference. They're in the 90s. They're in the 190s as well, and that's not a great sign for the side of the other teams like Conquerors Iraq. They're closing it up. Kurt21 Esports also takes it. They're in the top 3 as well. Major Pride, they're creating the difference. They're creating the buff. They're in the top 3, and now they've got 8 more kill points in the pocket. At least 18 points, which is sufficient enough to dethrone Conquerors Iraq from their position. Major Pride, they're just coming back way too stronger than you can actually expect it them from. This is a huge comeback in the very final day. Major Pride, they've come out of nowhere. They started off early, but they are creating the impact by solo players surviving there. He's just grabbing those position points. Wizard goes down. Monis needs can make some connections as well. Golden will be there. Wizard needs a revival as fast as possible. But Golden, Aramis, and Anaconda, 3 of the players that are still remaining. 4K Esports wants to make some good momentum for their side, but they're rushing in. No missile to sneak up inside the circle. That's a great point. He can just end up in the 2nd position at least to get grabbed 12 total points for himself. But there you get to see the needs are being exchanged. Nomi is still trying to hold up to the blows. He's not willing to compromise that position at all. But Pride Nomi, if you talk about 8 total kill points have been completed for sure. 3 teams and 9 players are still remaining. But when you talk about this kind of situations, Pride Nomi, and he's still inside the circle. I don't think he has anything to worry about. But yes, he has to worry about 4K Esports for sure. Not to give shots on that direction will be the best decision that he could go do right now. Definitely Team Rad is going to take an entry inside the circle. Some smokes will be created for Nomi. But that's not going to be a good sign, not at all. This is something that they have to look up to at this point of time when you talk about the multiple shots are being exchanged. Their app goes down. Mon instead of 9, 5 fingers. 3 of the players are just remaining. Their shots are being taken at a very long time. Nomi is just waiting silently. 5 fingers will be going for some different direction for sure. When you talk about this kind of situation, the 4K Esports do have the man advantage right now. Their app's opening will create a loophole inside the space of Team Rad. Well, 5 fingers, he has got an upper hand, can get 1 or 2 players down easily, but well, get Anaconda down, and that's what we're going to talk about. He also might just have a chance, he gets Wizard down as well. 5 fingers is creating multiple openings for the side of Team Rad right at this position. This is the end circle the Team Rad desired of, and now they're just hopping around as they're putting all the shut down to the side of 4K, but at the 3rd spot, Major Pride takes an exit, a total of 9 eliminations by seeking and getting good amount of kill points for them. It's a great one and it's a great end, but meanwhile Team Rad will be taking up the winner chicken dinner for their side. It's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful ending with the 3rd match when you get to see a tremendous game. It has turned out to be Team Rad. They have managed and they've got whatever they wanted from everybody's side, but more importantly, the main thing that came up, it was a beautiful ending. Major Pride, they've got a brilliant bounce back, and I'm really quite sure that with this they are definitely going to make it on the top, and with that they are making it to the #1 spot after this match. But we'll have a look on the top moments for sure, and we'll see that what we have missed in this particular match, and we get to see top moments and recap back to back. The things are just going up and down. It's the 12 team 48 players when there was remaining. Starting off with those spanning moments, they spanned up in the drop clash. 21. They have some good flow. They have some real good business to deal up with in the previous times, when in this time as well. But when you talk about this kind of situation, and Major Pride and the company, they did really well in this kind of moments. Just bring it on the competition on a whole new level. They got everything on point. They got everything on the scale. Whatever they did, but they tried their level best. But R8 Esports, they tried this position and NASR Esports got them overpowered. S12K was being used, the shotguns and all, but we have to say that I think this was the MVP for the side of Team Ra, that at any cost, he did what he was best in and he got everything under control from his side. So, that's going to be the fact. You know, when you talk about this kind of situations, Team Conquerors Iraq, they are falling really apart. Though Kalaga tried his level best but couldn't actually finish up the things what they have started. It was a complete run over. He couldn't do anything. Rosa tried his level best to just go for the heal battle, but it wasn't enough at all. It was not at all enough if you just talk about the Team Rod's 5 fingers. This was the moment. This was the epic moment that actually changed the entire game, the entire show flow. But this 1v1, that 1v2 he took back-to-back 2 openings on the very right moment. He got everything done on the point. And with that flow, the last final shot and everything came out of nowhere. Come to the match stats, 23 points for the side of Team Rad. They're in the hashtag 10 position with a total of 91 points on the board. But looking to the MVP, we'll have a look on that as well. Exactly, will be coming on the point. And it's going to be Pride Nomi with having 5 eliminations, so with 55.56% of contribution, 1.67 of average eliminations, and the MVP rank is in hashtag 2. So for sure, he has got a bigger hand in this case. When we talk about the next bout, it's the match number 18 MVP. We'll be looking forward to the match fraggers, the match top 5 match fraggers, in which we get to see 5 finishes for Nomi, 4 for Aram. Ali will have 3, Hama will have 3, and Konda will have 3 for sure. And with that, the match 18 top fraggers, match fraggers have been showcased in front of us. Now we'll have a look on the match-wise standings. Match standings, to be honest, match number 18 standings, in which we can get to see the number of teams, how much points they have accumulated. Starting off with Team Rad with 23 on the board, 20 for 4K Esports. Major Pride will have 19. For 21 will have 15, 11 for NASR Esports. Conquerors Iraq 6 points, 5 for R8, 2 for Geekay, 1 all for only 1 Esports, 4 Affiliate, Code 12 as well as Triple Esports. And that will mark the very end of the match-wise ranking. We'll have a look on the points graph and we'll see how the buildings have been formed in this match as well, because that's going to play a major part. But at the very moment, we'll talk about this kind of big bumpers. These are the big bumpers that we do not expect to come up out of nowhere. But definitely Major Pride and all. They've got big game from their side as well. And after ending of this, we'll definitely have a look on the overall fraggers, in which Ali is leading with 27 finishes, 25 for Nomi, 24 for Dino, 23 for Lord, and 22 for Ragnar as well. So those are the top 5 fraggers after the end of match number 18, and we'll have an overall look on the overall standings as well, in which I really believe that everybody is having an entire vision of. We talk about this as Major Pride 202 on the board. They are ruling right now. Conquer Iraq need a good game to make a comeback. 197. Only 1 Esports, 150 on the board. Nigma Galaxy 140 for NASR Esports. 4K will have 132, 123 for Geekay Esports. 118 for Triple Esports. 104 for Ooredoo Esports. And Team Rad will have 91 on the board. And that will end up the very first chart. Second chart, Twisted Minds with 86 for Kurt 21. YaLLa Esports will have 82, 75 for Kurt 12. 73 for R8, 60 for 90th minute, 54 for 4 Shadid, 52 for Falcons, 50 for Vista Gaming, 21 for POWR Esports as well. And with that, the overall ranking comes to a very end. Today's match summary, if we talk about 3 matches have been done, 2 more matches to go. 3 different matches have been done. And with that, the next match, Group B, will be having a break in which Group A, C, D and E will be playing the matches, and we have to see whether we have a time or we are going to directly head on to the match. We'll have to wait for that. But I really believe that we do have a time, and we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with the second last match of this entire Pro Scrims. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. All the 3 matches have been completed, and now left with last 2 matches of this entire event. So the next match is going to be in the map of Miramar for sure, the last Miramar of this entire Middle East Pro Scrims. Well, I'm really pumped up to know what's going to come up next, because we have seen tremendous drop clashes and tremendous multiple things happening in the map of Miramar. But what will be the virtue of this particular map? Well, we have to look on, because the flight path and the situations and the conditions will be applied of what is going to come up next. But for sure, I'm gonna say that I'm really looking forward to some good comeback games from many of the teams. It might be around for the side of Conquerors Iraq, maybe I'm expecting, but this flight path has already arrived on the western side, more over the areas of Montenegro towards the side of Impala. So have to see what it is going to turn up to be, because Nigma, Galaxy and all the players, they will have their entire split drops around the corner. So I really think that it's not going to work it up, because for now, when you see it, that they are taking the respective drop locations, they're taking those particular drop locations for themselves. These are the things that I'm looking forward to, because as of now, this is something that I'm looking forward, because there might be some drop clashes, but Team Rad and Forest Elite, they're actually heading towards the northern side, and probably there might be some chances. But when we just come down again, the circle has already been done on the northern side, and it's something that I really think that it's going to be really important. But when it comes down to this part, the circle, like you can get to see the drop clashes are being happening on the lost and easy areas. You can also get to see Esports. They have the entire pick outer for them, so as usual, there's no changes in that for sure. But I'm really looking forward to what's going to come up next from their side, because you get to see 12 teams are playing all the 4 intact players. This is the map of Miramar that we're looking forward to. All the matches, all the players, the teams might be shuffled a bit, but after getting everything ready and on the time, I'm really looking forward to a great match. Even when we talk about Esports, they also have got a good momentum in the building. Previous matches, they tried their level best, but couldn't make it to that far. So it was a bit luck factor, I would say. But when the thing comes up in such a way that you have to just put on the effort, you need to get the things on point properly. So you have to take the big decisions right there. More or less, the only one being that one brave guy just jumping off the buildings of areas of Lost Unis. But still, when you get to see there is a lighter lobby, you don't need to actually, there's a chances that in this case you don't have any drop clashes as much. Even Team Rad, they are sharing drop with Forest Elite. They haven't fired a single shot for now. They might just engage later, but they're exactly in the opposite lane, so the chances are quite high enough to just make some good impact as well. But now this is past that it's going to get started. Forest Elite will be just holding on to the side. The Team Rod, Del Hap will be surviving in a very low HP. But definitely Team Rod is just holding on to the grounds. But Moner, Five Fingers, Del Hap, Sadat 9. So just holding on to the grounds, and that particular moment when you talk about in this kind of scenarios, the things might be just turning up at any moment. At any moment, the things will be just going on up and down. But 12 teams, 48 players will be just remaining. It's going to take a lot of time though. Still, there's no sign. Team Rad and 4Rush lead. So they are playing a bit split, but the shots are being exchanged. Still, no sign of any kind of movements and maybe no knockouts as of now. Trying to make some good attempts as well. Trying to make one thing is for sure is that something that those are being in effect, that they want to make something more effective than what we get to see. As we talk about this kind of scenarios, even you get to see that it'll happen. The people are holding onto the grounds, trying to make some good movements. Openings will be very, very much required in this case to just get on this track. Even 4Rush Elite knows it very well. You have to try it. Have to try it for sure. That's for sure. That's one of the most major factors that is actually in the play. But Pompa, as you could get to see him building on the ground, trying to make some good moves, getting into some serious actions as well. But when you talk about 4Rush Pompa, his HP is a bit low. We'll try to change of the positions maybe, but this time we'll be getting punished. He tried to go for a different angle, but this time his position was completely exposed, and you will be punished every time you just come up like this. Yes, of course, the punishment is being done. Pompa has been picked up. Sasuke will be coming on the question. Sasuke will be trying to just get more thing, but this is not the way they want it to be. Sasuke goes down. There's Atal as the boot, though two of the players are just remaining. Pompa will be getting picked up, and the first blood from the side of Delhap is just coming on the board. You also get to see 2 kills has been confirmed from the side of Team Rad. They're building the momentum while 4Rush Elite just falling apart. Just some diversions might be getting created. So just watch the back. But when it comes down 4Rush, the booth. Shots are being exchanged. This is the moment. He's barely surviving in a very low HP. This is the right moment. The Team Rad, they're coming exactly on the point. Not gonna wait for a single moment this time. He's already done. Might just get one knock there. But will it get Atal any opening? About just getting something started, or maybe some cover fire. Really don't think so. It's going to be a really tough decision to take. But for sure, when you're going to take that kind of decision, it's going to be really, really, like, it's going to be a double-sided time. You will have some second thoughts for sure to whether it's to do or not. For sure, when you talk about in this kind of scenarios, it's going to be a really, really big factor. It will be playing a very big factor. And in this very moment, we talk about Team Major Pride. They're just trying to hold up the things, but still, it's the thing that I'm looking forward to. But what will be the virtue? What will be is going to be those multiple things that I'm looking forward to. But that's for sure when you think of like team major prize sitting in the dead center of the circle. Just actually getting into that center, it's really something that I'm really looking forward to. Because at this moment, major prize, they're trying to make some good impact. Esports will be there on the colors of water treatment. On the northern side, twins. Twisted heads, if you talk about twisted heads, they are twisted minds, my bad. They're just trying to enter from San Martin area. They're going with the rotation with 4K Esports. Will be there in the corner. Might just try to grab some of those skill points for their side. But Forrest eats Atul. Solely out of the ground, not willing to just compromise any of the movements. That is going to be the main virtue. Solo player will have a big responsibility, but now Del Happy gets a good angle and Forrest takes an exit. That was a brilliant one. A brilliant angle was created before he could have imagined it. Was surrounded and it was all done and dusted from their side. Teams and 39 players are still remaining. As Nigma Galaxy, if you talk about this kind of performances, just trying to make things happen. Just trying to make a good impact as well. When it comes down to the next part, I'm sure it's going to make a very huge, dreadful scenario. Rolf, Lord, Freak, Hamodi, all the 4 players are in the fight up against Team Esports. PS7 might just try to grab some good things, but for sure the damage has been dealt. But now CS7 also comes in some retaliation. Luffy gets bullet down. But Lord will be getting TR7 down as well. There's another player popping up in a different angle. Nigma Galaxy will have their first kill point of the game, but now ID7 is also getting into some scenarios or some dreadful ones because he's just barely surviving. He's just have to make a fallback from this position to get into a better view. Talk about on the side of places, I really believe that Freak is trying his level best not to just reveal or not to just go way too out, just out of the areas. Trying to remain in the proper place to grab everything what he could. But still, let me try it out. Going to be code 12 up against the only one Esports exactly heading on. 2 of the players have been already decimated. But it will be picked off by Ziat. Another player goes down. Lost will be just hoping might just get one, but no, he won't get a chance as Code 12 also takes an exit. In the 11th position of this game. Read those hunters? Still in the question. They're going with the rotation, going over the hilly areas, just trying to grab a good hold of the upper height advantage. That's definitely going to be one of the factors that I'm looking forward to. Rajmon, the shots have been taken, it should be in the question, and now the vehicle explodes, and now he gets a knock, will be getting confirmed as well, but Monet survives. An instant retaliation is coming. Team Radha playing on a very big split. Anaconda goes down, Fingers will get another knock as well, but his HP is very low, but Fingers goes down. He needs a cover fire for sure. Will have the privilege to just go on and get the help done for Fingers. Monet, Sadat 9, if they have to come up. Might have to get some different angle, but they'll have to look at the positioning right now. Look at the way they are planning up the angles. Team Raj is executing each and every fight really perfectly. Even Monin has been picked off. 4K Ram will be getting the skill point in his favor, and that's the first casualty that Team Raj is dealing right now. Delhab has to be the one. Cannot give the revivals. I think the music survival at the very point. Yes, damage has been done, but the multiple shots and multiple casualties are being done. So that 9, he has to be prepared. Cannot allow the healings, not at all. The lap goes down. The lap goes down. The lap goes down. This is the last place. So that 9 has to play really positively. He needs to play it safe as well. What he requires is just to get an opening. He's got an M249 but won't get a chance as Team Rod take an exit. Take a direct exit right now. That's a real big blow. That's a major blow that should have been taken down for sure on an early note. Definitely when you see it around, I really believe we have got this potential, but Ragnar, he gets one of the players down as well. So I believe that's going to be a major factor to play on right now. As we talk about R8 Esports, they have lost 2 of the players. They have to be very much careful about it. R8 Esports are trying to make a good impact as well. They will definitely try to grab some good points in order to just get the things started on the way that they want it to be, the way they want the fights to be, to go in their favor. But for sure, when you talk about, these are the points that I'm looking forward to cover out, because that's going to play a very important role. At this particular point, even Ooredoo Thunders, we talk about Osama's HP is really very low. He's looking very down at this point. Won't be having the privilege as of this position, but definitely the damage he has dealt, back-to-back casualties. Conqueror's Rock, they are willing to take some good risks right now, and that will be really much needed from their side. Much needed one for sure. At this point, they cannot afford to lose. Not at all. Modi will have some pressure on him. Coming to that particular point, he has got those points. Mind being decimated out of the game. Multiple casualties has been dealt for sure, but yeah, Esports, they're around the corner. They're definitely making good marks. Think about that, 8 teams, 24 players are remaining. Ooredoo Thunders, they are on the go, but Conqueror's Iraq, 2 of the players, Kalaga and Rio, are surviving. And that's a great sight, to be honest. And whatever the thing is, it's something that it has to happen. Shots are being exchanged into Conqueror's Rock. They're trying to make something much more better than what they were in the previous time. Rio will be looking towards the back end for sure. Osama will be cooking up with the nades. Right, good impact. Smoker's trying to get this knocks and all done and dusted as the 18, 24 players have been filling out. Smoker will be getting picked up at this moment. Osama will be picked off. Hassan goes down. Ooredoo Thunders gets an exit. It's Conqueror's Iraq that gets that 2v3 done. Nigma Galaxy. Freak will also get 4K Esports. Anaconda down there. Two of the players are just remaining. Conquerors Rag just making a good game at this one, which is really much needed from their side with Major Pride not coming up with any kind of mistakes at this point. The bundles right now, but definitely R8 Esports also takes an exit. Geekay Esports total of 3 kill points this team Geekay is having right now, but talk about 4K Esports 7 kill points. But as you go, Aram goes down. Golden being that solo survivor, it's going to be big responsibility right now. Nigma Galaxy do have the upper hand. The 4K Esports is struggling at this point. Multiple needs, have to make a good connection. Hamodi will be there in the front lines. Needs that Hamodi is going, the raids, a rain shower. It's a complete shower of needs. Golden, he was trying to enter the circle, but Nigma Galaxy won't allow that one as 4K Esports takes an exit in 6th spot. A total of 7 kill points in their favor. The only one Esports trying to enter, and 4 kill points have been totally conquered by their side. Geekay Esports will just have their particular holding in that side. Will try to allow the only one Esports to enter in the circle, but Arush's HP, it's way too critical right now. The only one Esports also gets decimated with a total of 4 kill points in the 5th position. And as of now, when you talk about kill points have been taken, and now if you talk about Major Pride, they do have the height advantage, and now this is not going to be a great sign. Not at all a great sign. When you talk about, speak about it. Geekay, they're trying their level best, but Dino is having the height advantage, and I really believe that it's going to be enough to get the things done and dusted from their side. But when it comes down to this part, I'm really quite afraid that might be some chances that we can just see some more action. Team Geekay is having height disadvantage. Team Pride will have the privilege to just get the things right on the track for sure. Top 3 teams here, 11 players remaining. Nigma Galaxy will be inside the circle. They will have the privilege for sure. Definitely trying to make it happen. Like, want the things to go up the way they want it to be. But with that flow, you can also get to see some more action popping up. Geekay having the base. Very moment. A very big question coming up. But GK Saturn, if we talk about it, there are players going on as Nomi goes down. Team Major Pride, they might just have some casualties as well. So they are just keeping things exactly on point. Just move on to the track that how they want it to be. Just moving on the next phases. But yeah, for sure, when you just look into that kind of matters, Major Pride, they don't have that much chances as Team Nigma Galaxy is having right now. So they have the height advantage, but not gonna make it that work for sure. When you talk about it, Rof was being picked off. 4 of the players there for the side of Nigma Galaxy. Has been picked up again, but now Team GK Saturn will be getting picked off by Lord. That's a good opening that Nigma Galaxy actually wanted from their side. The Saturn has been picked off. Major Pride also creating a good impact, but Frozen goes down. Dino, and as well as you can get to see, he will be the solo survivor, as Dino is the solo player surviving from the side of Major Pride, as Nigma Galaxy are coming up as Hamodi goes down. Freak might be getting a good amount of damage as well, but no, before he goes, he gets another knock, and this time he's just getting all the kill points. Dino, he tried his level best but couldn't make it up to the mark. Major Pride did the damage that they had to do for the side of Nigma Galaxy, and now it's all done. Geekay Esports will have the entire privilege of getting this winner chicken dinner. But Lord has to be the one to make some good move if he can actually make it up that happen. Well, the needs are coming on point. They're making some good connections as well. So, they have to be one of those big factors that I'd really love to know what's going to make that happen for sure. The last moment that we're seeking for, it's a 1 versus 2 situation. Gath and Ragnar versus Lord right now. They need to enter the circle for on a deeper note. Just blocking the sides for the side of Lord. Now to get a visual for sure, but let's just see what's going to come up next. So the needs, those are coming. Might just not be that sufficient, but though the splash damages, it's quite sufficient enough. They're making some good impact. But this time, not that close, not that close. Lord, you cannot afford. It's changing up the positions a bit. But it's a rain of needs that is coming in the direction of Lord right now. He might be outside the circle, and that's not going to be a great sign at all. All the smokes are being used. Gath needs this winner chicken, and the Lord is there also holding onto the point. You get to see MK14 in the hands of Gath. It's going to be an interesting fight to watch out for, but sure when you get to see the Molotovs are making some good connections, and you can just get to see some kind of sounds of those vehicles diverted out. Short, the intel of the position of Lord has been completely compromised. Quite not succeeded, but Lord this time will get the finishing touches. Geekay Esports, wait, what? Is it Geekay Esports who got taken down? Is it going to be them, or which team actually took that winner chicken? And I am really confused, but I really wish that if it is Nigma Galaxy, then it's a big fortune. But if it's Geekay, and it's something that I'm really looking forward to. But more or less, the entire match of match number 4 comes to a very end, and now we just left with the one more match to go for this entire Middle East Pro Scrims. But more importantly, when you come down to this part, it's something that I'm really looking forward to, because we have seen many more big ups and downs in the entire match, but we'll move on to the top moments of this match number 4, and we'll see the moments that we missed actually, or maybe we can just retrace those best moments that we have collected in this entire match. Maybe it would have been those clutches, maybe the nades, the spamming of the nades. Many teams actually tried hard, but let's just check it on. What are the things that we have got from this side? Starting from this part, we do have some biggie moments to come up on the way. As of now, when we talk about this kind of circumstances actually happen more and more, but more importantly, like well, they didn't even had a chance to just move a bit, or maybe just to make a move at all. But yes, for sure, you can get to see that there has been multiple times that they tried, but Team Rad, this was definitely an unexpected elimination that I didn't actually thought of coming off. Rather going with so brilliant form, but couldn't actually make it up to the finishing point. One by one, the players were taken down. Definitely the main iconic moments that we're getting to see at this moment. It's going to be water treatment for sure. And definitely made the connection. In Ooredoo Thunders was a really tragic one as Conquerors Iraq. It was a 2 versus 3. They got each and every player down without even losing that amount of HP for sure. They tried to make a good impact and they just got completely blundered away. Some point of time there were some moments that they didn't allow a single team to enter the circle at all, and sadly those were some of the most best moments that we can have ever seen. But for sure, when you talk about this kind of circumstances and now this kind of scenarios happening up and down, Major Pride also played a very important role. Dino's this clutch changed the entire game for the side of Nigma Galaxy. It would have turned up to be their way, but for sure when you talk about Geekay Esports took that winner chicken. A total of 23 points on the board, but total match 19 in the 19th match. They're in the 5th position in the overall ranking, having 146 on the board. But we'll have a look on the MVP as well, which is going to be Dino with 5 eliminations with 55.56 contribution, 1.81 average elimination, and the MVP rank is on the #1 spot. And with that, the MVP comes to a very end. We'll have a look on the match fraggers of match number 19. Top 5 match fraggers. And let's see who are they. Dino will be with 5. Rumble will be there with 5. Haz will be there with 4. Alush with 3. Lord with 3 as well. So, with that, it will end the match number 19's match fraggers. We'll move on to the match standings. And we'll have a look on what are the criteria that are being set right now. Coming on the start, 23 points for Geekay Esports. Major Pride will have 19, 18 for Nigma Galaxy. Conquer Iraq will have 12, 11 for 4K. 10 for the only one esports team. Brad will have 6, 2 for R8 Esports and Kurt, 12, 1 all for Ooredoo, Twisted Minds and 4 ACDE. That will end the match-wise ranking and we'll moving forward to the points graph and we'll have a look. The buildings, this has been a good game. Many teams have got a high number of kill points and compared to the position points that they've retrieved. But more or less the points graph also comes up to this summary. And now we're going to move up to the overall top fraggers and have a look on who are those, because Dana has got a good lead. He has made it up to that part on the #1 spot. One by one, Dino will be there with 29, 27 for Early, 26 for Lord, 25 for Nomi as well as 25 for Aram as well. Top 5 overall fraggers after match number 19. One match to go. Who will be crowned as the MVP of this Middle East Pro Scrims? Major Pride still having a 221 on the board. Around when you talk about 12 points lead from Conquer Iraq. Nigma Galaxy will be there, but it's not going to be possible for them. Either Major Pride or Conquer Iraq will be the champions. The fate depends. The only one esports will have 160 on the board, 146 for Geekay, 143 for 4K, 140 for NASR Esports, 118 for Triple, and that will end the first chart. And the second chart you can get to see 87, 86, 82, 77 on the board. The current stats you can get exactly on the screen, the second chart, and that will end up the overall standings as well after post match 19. We'll have a look on the summary of the day. Total of 4 matches have been done, 4 different winners. And last decider match to go, Group B, Group C, Group D and Group E to come up, in which Group A will have a rest, and as their matches have been completed in this Middle East Pro Scrim. So the last match will be just waiting for the confirmation that how long it's going to take up, because I guess we have some time and we're definitely going to go for a short break and we'll be right back with the last and the final match of this Middle East Pro Scrims. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ruthless Esports presents Pro Scrims Middle East. It's going to be the region, but for sure, it's the last and the final match that we're going to end up, and it's going to be the map of ERANGEL that we're going to witness for sure. The last match by which we can get to see which team will be crowned as the champions. Is it going to be around Conquerors Iraq, or is it going to be we can say Major's Pride, who's actually impressed us and way too lot much in the very last day. So let's head on to the flight path and let's move on exactly directly towards the flight path right now, which is starting from the exact western side. On a diagonal basis, it's going to end up over the areas of Yasna Poliana, favoring the northern side more precisely than the southern side, which will not be that much acceptable, to be honest. But more precisely, when you talk about in this kind of scenarios, well, we can actually say it. We can actually just go for it that this kind of flight path is actually very much favorable for many of the teams. Though, just caught up our Triple Esports and just going over the areas. And prevailing over that particular place, when you can get to see, it's something that we can get to see. Ooredoo Thunders taking a drop clash with Nigma Galaxy in the Pochinki. So that's something which is a bit interesting, to be honest, when you see around. But definitely at the very same spot, there are multiple teams taking their individual drop as well. Nigma Galaxy Lord will be there, but the circle is going exactly on the southern side. Maximum number of teams there on the northern part, so they will actually have to just go for the rotation. I really believe that 21 will have a privilege for that. Conquerors Iraq changing the drop this time. They won't be happy with it because circle is in their favor. They have to go up for a very long rotation in order to just survive. They need a 20 points bomber. They need a chicken dinner with a good amount of kill points. 10 teams are only playing in this one. Speed up the victory. I don't think that is. I really think Major Pride is not playing. Well, they don't have a match. Well, oh my god, that's going to be a big blunder. So that means that's an open opportunity for the side of Conquerors Iraq to win it. And in order to do that, what they have to do is just to go to the very end zone, collect at least in the top 3, or maybe a chicken dinner with some amount of kill points will be enough. Will be enough to go for and get the winning trophy for themselves. And yes, that's going to be the fact. 39 players in the lobby. Drop clashes going to be really important for now. This moment's a just memorable one when you can get to see. But for sure, when it does take on to this kind of scenarios, it's just something that everybody's looking upon each and every time. Shots are being exchanged by each other. Might just have a privilege to just go and get some good amount of, the kill points and for sure when you take it out, Ooredoo Thunders, they're still looking forward for an opportunity. Get the hold as well as get the entirety of the control for themselves. But this time when you talk about Ooredoo Thunders, Hassan will be there in the question. Yeah, that's going to be for sure. No doubt for that. What's the main point that we are going to miss out? It's definitely going to be this one. Ooredoo Thunders do have all the man advantage, but they're being surrounded by the side of Nigma Galaxy. That's because that's their drop. You know it precisely well. I'm not saying that Ooredoo Thunders were not aware of the areas of poaching key, but yes, they know how to make these things work. When you just talk about this kind of situations, Ooredoo Thunders, they haven't got his fight till now. The damages are being dealt, the shots are being exchanged, but still nothing much. Trying to make an impact. Nigma Galaxy's Modi and the company, but Modi goes down. This is the first opening that Nigma Galaxy didn't want it to happen. But Ooredoo Thunders will have the opening. Definitely will try to improvise that. Nigma Galaxy is still on the question. The first blood will be coming from side of Hassan, and Modi has been confirmed. And I really think the fights are going to be very slow paced as compared to what we have to offer. But Dami, on the other hand, Twisted Minds will be taking fight with R8. Dami will be confirmed. Another casualty comes up on the board. Multiple teams, those are facing casualties for sure. And R8 Esports versus Twisted Minds. Around the areas of Georgiapol, that's for sure. And this fight will be a memorable one for and in this kind of situations. Even when you talk about 10 teams, 37 players, there's plenty of space to talk about. But this time, our CR7. Oh, easy. What a blunder have you done, brother? This is not acceptable because it was a clear opening. That was indeed a clear opening. The free fires will be coming up for sure. And this time, he chased him down. He hunted him down. Got that knockout for sure. But easy will be picked up from a different direction by Bander. Viguz and Ragnarok will be the two players surviving from the side of Twisted Minds right now. They need some revivals. Viguz needs to go and get this revival done as fast as possible. They need some auto guns. Rich of fight. But it's not easy. It's not at all easy at all. Have to be on the top to just gain this kind of potential. Multiple fights that was surprisingly Bander. He got a retaliation as well from side of Prestige, but now his position has been completely revealed as Ragnarok will try to get this 3 points in his favor. Might just try to go up. He's got a DBS in his hand, and that's enough to actually scare you out of it. That will eventually mark the end of Twisted Minds from this match. With only 1 kill point for themselves, and R8 Esports would have total of around 4 kill points, having a loss of 1 teammate. First team to get eliminated. I think my Galaxy is still in the engagements. The pre-nade this should actually give a good amount of damage, and it did it well enough. Hassan is in a very low HP. I was trying to make a different angle for sure, but I don't think he will be able to get that one. Ooredoo Thunders will be the next move. The Molotovs are being used for sure. And another momentum, another chance to grab this position, but Hassan, he deals a good amount of damage. Rauf still trying to spot the things up. Not in the position, but this time Rauf's position was exposed. Oh my god, that I didn't see that coming for sure. But this time 2 of the players free, got him down. There's another player. Comes from the back. Lord will be delaying this fact for now, but that solo player will have the entire majority of the control. But Lord, oh Lord, where are you right now? He's just going for the revival as of now, as Osama is doing the same for his side. Need at least the players to climb up. Hamko will be trying to just get the hold of this position. I just go with the PP buys and Lord will be shutting him down. Sama might just try to come up this time, but this time the pre-fire comes up and Lord gets down. Sama is in very low HP. Prof is having a healing, but will that be possible in time? By Galaxy draws. He's got the fight almost in his favor, but giving the revel to Lord is one of the most important things that they can actually desire off Osama. He's in very low HP, probably bleeding out around the corners. Yes, Osama has to be the one. He's not having healings if I'm not wrong. San is also there. Probably not having healings is the main factor that they're facing. Nigma Galaxy, in that opinion, they do have the healings and those utilities very properly used up. And those ammunitions will have privilege for their side. Ooredoo Thunder still not making up to the mark. They're trying their level best to get the things on the point, but has to come on the way. Sama will be in the questionable point as Hassan goes just in that point. He wants the time. Oh, that's the opening and if they wanted Rob got Hassan down there. And this is the one fight. Osama gets picked up and with that Nigma Galaxy Dot comes up with a brilliant 1v3. And that will mark the very end for side of Ooredoo Thunders as well. 8 teams, 27 players remaining. The circle is going to get the shift for sure, but it's going to be a very long time. It's going to be very, very big and long time, and from that particular point, I don't know what's going to be more effective, but for sure. Everybody's looking forward to this time that they can just get and manage to get some good amount of kill points in order to just survive. What will be the virtue? It depends on the teams for now, but the need to enter the circle. As we talk about this at the fight, our Esports will definitely try to involve in. Triple Esports taking some serious trouble. Shots are being taken from different directions, but this time Aaron will be picked off. This NASR Esports has got the entire gatekeep scenario and the fielding set up in the bridge. Pratika, you have the visuals. Anaconda will be just trying to jump. Trying to get under the bridge would be a better decision, but will it be enough? Pressure is coming with some need. The play zone damage will be affecting them a lot. 7 teams, 21 players still in the game right now. They might be coming with more effective gameplay as well. That's pretty much the same if you see 7 teams, 21 players in the question. The needs are being pulled off, but Dishani will be getting Wizard down. The health will be knocked out as well from the side of Nigma Galaxy Lord. Fingers will be getting Lord as well down. Prestige will be getting picked up by Test. Chances are getting out. Our R8 Esports Panda with the last solo player surviving. He's there in the distant area. Has to come up very close in order to just survive. Now the moment, even 4K Golden, if we talk about, they're in there, but Conqueror's Elite, they have been eliminated, and that will mark the major Sprite entire, I would say, Champions title. That's a really big thing. They had an entire chance to get this title in their favor, but now Bander Test might be his next target. He's the one to lag behind way too much. Won't try to go for the shots because definitely not going to expose his position. 6 teams and 14 players just remaining. And just waiting for the last few circles and last few moments to just come up on the board. Okay, Golden is K21, who is facing some consequences and problems right now. Not a great sign. Not at all a great sign, to be honest. Definitely, the things can be implemented pretty well. Golden, Anaconda, those players surviving, getting the play zone damage. Need to enter the circle as fast as possible. Won't be that easy, that's for sure. That won't be at all. These are the shots that are getting exchanged one by one. The players are getting eliminated outside of the play zone. Golden has got some pretty shots going on, but being the last player survivor. NASR's Pathika is already on domination mode, having 3 to 4 solo kill points for himself. Oh, that was unpredictable. He didn't see that one player just hiding that particular smoke, but that will mark the end of 4K Esports in this match as well. Triple Esports push will get NASR Zari getting down. Push will be getting a reduction as well. And now with that, Team Rad also takes an exit. 4 teams, 6 players remaining. NASR Esports looking forward to get this winner chicken. But now, the other teams are looking still in the questionable part. Last 2 first aids. Hama needs to enter the circle. Will he be able to do that? Circle is giving a damage, but I really believe that he will be able to reach it because the circle is quite close. But this time Test also gets picked up. The confirmation will be coming. Test has been knocked out. One of the players will be coming. Hama might be getting some few shots as well. His HP is really quite low. Enough to be picked off right now. Humam has to come up on the first. We'll have to confirm Test, and now it's all coming down to the last 4 teams. Humam will be there on domination mode as well. 2 of the players for the side of NASR Esports will be holding Humam from the left, and on the right you can get to see another player on a distant area for sure. Shots are being completely forfished. They're trying to get some good rounded areas, and NASR will be just trying to escape this position because he wants to get some good points, at least in the last match. That means, if you talk about it, he's inside the circle right now. He can have a good privilege of just getting into the circle and getting a good point. When it comes to the next side, if you talk about NASR Humam, 6 kill points for the side of NASR Esports, they have been taken away. But K21 R8, 1-1 players surviving. Team goes for Triple Esports as well. 3 solo players, and these 2 players just barely surviving in this last match. And let's see who's going to take that winner chicken for sure. Well, that was indeed a pleasant surprise inside of R8 Esports banner. He will be spotted up at the side of Gringo. The shots will be getting exchanged, but won't make a good connection for sure. The buggy, he has taken away the revival. I don't know if it's going to be possible or not, but for sure he's going to just go for the confirmation of the kill points, maybe. But yeah, because that's going to be the case. All the players, the focus has been drawn. Not gonna get this position done, but Bander will be just trying to get this kill point confirmed for his favor before just sending, and Humam will be confirmed, and that will mark the very end almost. All 4 teams, 3 teams, 3 players as NASR Esports takes an exit. Triple Esports, K21 and R8. Total of 3 players. We've got the positions revealed. They're inside the circle as well. Ama is there holding on to the ground, but still he's trying to grab some good loots. Just anyhow, in case, you know, every team has got an equal opportunity right now to win it. Banner is really going on the front. Not willing to give any footstep right now. NASR will be exactly on the top. Might just charge it out. Just giving some shots because you want to finish off the game on an early note. Hama will be in the distant hill. I just try to get some good shots. But Bander cooking a good nade. The positions has been revealed. The nade might just toss up in the good face. Won't actually give him a good amount of damage for sure. Oh, this is a good amount of damage. Hama is getting up and Bander goes down. Our Esports will be getting an elimination in the third spot. And with this particular point, and we see that's NASR as well as Hama. It's a 1 versus 1 situation. The positions have been revealed and NASR will be getting some few shots on the direction. This is not a great sign. Hama will have the privilege to get everything on the point, but this time the few shots comes up and where you go, Kurt21 will be getting the winner chicken in their favor. What a game it turned out to be. It was a slow-paced one indeed, but it actually ended up on a good note. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the entire Ruthless Esports presents Middle East Pro Scrims comes to a very end, and I'm really delighted because we get to see the champions who are here will have the privilege to just come on the board. But now let's head on to the top moments of this match and maybe just we can have a focus. But for that, I guess we need some time, and but most probably I really think that the top moments we will be getting it for sure. But before that, there are some kind of criteria, to be honest. If you just check it out, like there are some kind of moments where things have been a bit messed up, but on the other hand, the things have also turned up way up and down from many of the teams, and it had an entire opportunity. I didn't even know when Conquer Iraq got eliminated because they had a brilliant chance of winning this entire event for sure. It actually didn't work the way they wanted it to be. And all the moments, the third parties, all the main, I would say, the fights. But it's something that I'm really looking forward to because it has been a brilliant day. It has been a brilliant event for the past 4 days. What we have experienced, Ruthless Esports Middle East Pro Scrims, the teams from the side of Iraq, Saudi Arabia, UAE, they have came up, they have given the performance what they're known for. Topmost teams like Nigma, Galaxy, Falcons, while they have failed to just give their performance in this Pro Scrims, on the other hand, the other teams have actually overwhelmed. But 24 points in the pocket of Kurt21 will be finishing in the 9th spot in the overall standings with 110 points on the board. But moving towards the MVP, we'll have a look. It's going to be Badr Shani with a total of 5 eliminations with 55.56%, 0.80 the average eliminations, and the hashtag 26 in the rank of MVP. We'll have a look on the match-wise fraggers as well. The top 5 match fraggers of this match number 20, starting with Badr Shani with 5, Zama with 4, Lord with 4, Humam with 3, and Bathika with 3 as well. So that will end the match fraggers as well. Moving towards the next side, we'll have match-wise standings: 24 point Kurt21, 8 with 16, 14 for Triple Esports, 14 for NASR, Nibel with 8, 7 for Rad, 5 for 4K Esports, 3 for Ooredoo, 2 for Twisted Minds, 1 for Conquer Iraq. And that will end the match-wise ranking as well. And moving on forward to the points graph, we'll have a look on the buildings again and again. at the very last moment. It's been a wonderful day. It's been a wonderful journey for sure. Last match, it was multiple kill points with this delivered, was done, dusted. But that's all. That's the end. I'm going to a different side. We get to see the player head-to-head. Nigma Galaxy Lord will be finishing in the MVP rank #1 with a total of 30 kill points in his favor and 29 for Dino. The contribution of 34.88%, 1.88 of average elimination for the side of Lord. Dino just choked for 1 kill point, and the MVP goes in the favor of NGX Lord for sure. And the MVP ranking, there you get to see all the 10 MVP rank holders, but for sure the #1 will be getting the bragging rights. What a brilliant event it turned out to be for the side. As we move on to the overall ranking, and from the bottom we're going to start at the #20. It's POWR Esports with 21 points, Vista Gaming with 50 points on the board, Falcons with 52, Forest Elite with 55, 90th Minute with 60, Gurt 12 with 77, YaLLa Esports with 82, Twisted Minds with 89, R8 Esports with 91, and Team Radha with 104. And that will end up the second chart. But ladies and gentlemen, bring it on for the champions of Ruthless Esports Middle East Pro Scrims. It's none other than Major Pride with 221 points on the board, with 3 chicken dinners and 124 placement points with the 97 eliminations. 3 shot for 100 elimination points for themselves as well. But what a brilliant comeback from these lads, having an 11 points buffer. Conqueror Iraq will be placing the second spot with 210. Nigma Galaxy in the third with 174. Only one Esports will have 160 on the board. 154 NASR Esports, 148 for 4K Esports. Geekay Esports will have 146. 132 for Triple Esports, 110 for Kurt 21, and 108 for Ooredoo Esports as well. And that's all that sums up the overall standings and the head-to-head. If we talk about Major Pride, 221. There was a huge placement points difference between Conqueror Iraq, but the elimination points were much higher for the side of Major Pride. And that will be the main factor. But today's summary, the final day's summary, the Judgment Day's summary comes up exactly on your screen. All the 5 matches, all the 5 winners. The Middle East Pro Scrims, after all the 20 matches, 4 days of contest, hours and hours of battles and the clashes, comes to a very end. As we head on towards the ending phase of this entire event of this Middle East Pro Scrims. It has been a brilliant journey. It has been a brilliant pleasure for even me to join up and cast this entire event and to be a part of this brilliant Middle East Pro Scrims as a caster. So at the very end, I would love to thank Ruthless Esports as well as the entire production team in the backup. And even if you like the casting, you can also follow me on the Instagram. The link is exactly given below if you like it. But that's all for the day. That's all for the entire event. This is Necros signing off from Ruthless Esports. Till then, bye-bye. Take care. See ya. Good night and peace out.